And welcome back to another episode of Wild Beyond the Witchlight, the Carnival Cards. So, last session, you guys woke up in Jingle Jangle's hovel. The friendly goblin showed great gratitude to you guys and appreciation for helping her get out of that maddening situation with the creatures that were born from her fears. And as such, she's given you all individual keys that hopefully will help you on your journey in different ways. What have we got? Let's see. We got the charred key was given to Rodolfo,
Me, yep.
and we have the dragonfly key was given to Tanwen. A strange tuning key given to Tarquin. A key to find a key, apparently, and a key with a wolf's head. The lupine key was given to you, Nox. And if Jamey hasn't told you what it does yet, fantastic little utility, and it might solve the issues we've been having up to now. If someone touches the key whilst it's around your neck, they can understand you even whilst you're in your wild shape form. So it's the only thing that won't transform with you when you turn into like a wolf, or for example, you can turn into anything. Still, a necklace appears around that creature's neck. And as long as someone's touching it, they can understand you.
Not that Nox will know until it happens.
Right. Well,
that'll be fun.
Yeah, I guess so. And lastly, with Xaxx, instead of a key, was given a tray which can conjure delights of the cake and pied variety, which is a very fitting little gift. So, with these Jingle Jangle, you asked a few questions about the surrounding area and such, and you asked about perhaps what a periton was, and she also described the same sort of idea that you had researched, Rodolfo. They're mythical beasts that have the body of like an eagle, but the head of like a deer, like antlered, and they're apparently very territorial creatures, but they usually live very high up in the mountains. Jingle Jangle said that they had migrated away from hither, and she hasn't seen them in a very long time, so doesn't know whether they're coming back, but in any case, she's not spotted them, and she's been up on the top of Telemy Hill, so you'd suspect she would have a good view of the surrounding mountains, and so that kind of rules out the idea that they are here in hither now, but perhaps they're not too far. If they've migrated, they kind of changed realm. It must just be on one of the splintered realms of Prismia. Other than that, though, Jingle Jangle answered a few more questions and told you guys to give those brigands what for, and give them a good shakedown. She said, for you, and then she sent you on your way. You've had a nice long rest. You trudged through the swamp for a bit before, well, with the canoe actually that you stole from the woodcutter, and before long you started hearing a thumping sound, and you came across the Wandering Inn again, and inside was none other than Elmer, the spider from the slanty tower. He said that he's having some plumbing issues, and there's a well that he was going to look into that seems to be gushing out continuous water that's going to flood the whole area if it's not dealt with, and he couldn't get close because of these will-o-wisps. You managed to cautiously approach the well, show some sort of sign that you're not here to damage the home, you're here to fix the problems, and you made a promise that you were going to try and do this. The will-o-wisps allowed you to pass, and inside the well, Elmer jumped, and before long you saw a flash of transmutation and found, instead of Elmer but a small frog. You put two and two together that this strange frog statue might have been the cause, and so you picked up the frog and kept Frog Elmer with you for a while, saw a wandering bunch of skeletons that were piecing themselves back together here. And Xaxx was the one who guessed it right. These poor skeletons have been flooded and their tombs overflown every time they have to repiece them together. But Tanwen noticed a key on one of the persons, and you managed to reach into their ribcage, unhook it without them noticing, and you're able to continue on through the dungeon past that portcullis. Deeper in, you found a very large winch with a spout, and you could hear something thudding around in this area. There was a chest chained underwater, and before you could really investigate further, the frog in your possession started croaking, which alerted this monstrous kind of troll-like creature with warts growing all over its body, completely covering its eyes, almost like cataracts over, and it charged at you guys. The ensuing battle was pretty grueling. I don't think everyone was on the same page, but you did manage to both get out of the dungeon and retrieve whatever was in that chest, some sort of soggy cloth that when unwrapped seems to show a shadowy hole in the floor. After getting out, you saw this creature was still coming after you. I think Tarquin tried to go back down to perhaps lock it behind the cage. Unfortunately, it was just strong enough to push it open. You raced around the corner. It was able to resist being turned into a frog, and you had to fight it right at the bottom. So you rained down spells, finally knocking it unconscious. And then you put it up against a statue. This time it did turn into a frog. So what have you done with that frog as well? I can't remember. What have you done with that?
At the moment, we've just left it down there, but Tarquin has
Okay.
ideas for it.
All right.
Think
In that case,
Are we still down there?
no, you're out of the well now. I'll drag you back to the map though. But you're all sitting outside in the canoe.
Oh yeah, we left a sign for other people, so they know
Mhm.
not to go down there.
That's right. So you're just resting outside, having just escaped the gushing oh well with this treasure in hand. That's where we left off.
Yes.
Well, that should do it.
Yeah.
Plumbing job well done, everyone.
I guess so.
At least for now.
Is
Right,
everybody okay?
Well, I took this little this little nut out of the winch, so it can't be used. I'll have to go back and repair it, but for now, no one can use it and flood the place.
that'll help you guys to the will-o-wisps. And it won't flood anymore until we can fix it properly, at least anyway.
Is
They
this
begin
what needs to
whispering.
be done at all the wells? Is this the source of the swamp?
I'm not sure. This one seemed different from the others, but the others didn't have these horrid creatures down inside of them. Speaking of which, you don't look too good, Solomon. And Tarquin.
yeah.
Didn't you get hit by that pus?
Yeah, we got some of it in our eyes. Yeah.
Ew, not good.
We should. Does anybody know how to fix that?
I believe you do actually, Xaxx, because last time you were on a
I do.
medicine check. Yeah.
Right, I do. Forgot about that. Yeah, we need to find this plant. Tanwen. Hello, Tanwen. Are you okay?
I'm
she's busy
sorry.
visiting.
I
That's okay.
was I was scanning the tree line to make sure there was nothing else out there. I apologize.
That's okay. I think you're probably the best with like foraging and wilderness stuff. So I need you to keep an eye out. There's a flower called eyebright that
Oh, yes.
that we need to find, and then we can help out Tarquin and Solomon to make sure that they don't go blind, basically.
Does it have to be in bloom, or do you need the leaves of the roots? Do you know? Isn't that the pale lavender flower? Whitish
Yeah,
lavender? Okay.
I believe so. Sure. Uh, I'm not 100% certain on if it needs to be in bloom or not, but I suppose
Okay.
something is better than nothing, right? So
Yeah, it just everybody, it looks kind of like a daisy, only it's got light lavender in it. But it's got big petals that are spread around the yellow center. Just if everybody wants to look.
You know,
So to Chris,
Well,
if I used purify food and drink on our eyes, would that work? Because eyes are a food to something.
no. No, it wouldn't.
Give it a try.
At least,
Like
you're pretty sure
organs
it
eat
wouldn't.
eyes.
I
You
suppose
need a
there's
lesser
one other thing we
operation.
can do rather than just looking. Will o' the Wisps, are you still about? I'm assuming.
Yes. They do
Um,
whisper.
are you aware of any of this eye bright stuff that these lot have been talking about? Seen any of that in your floating about? Or
We have. Yes, eyebright is. It is common to swampy environments. It
good.
grows deep in the marsh.
Deep in the
Um,
mar. So we need to go deep in the mar. Do you know any specific places nearby that might have it? We can get it real quick.
Yes, we can lead you. Yes, we can take you there. Follow us.
Perfect.
Tarquin
Uh,
sort
Are
of
we
considers this for
sure
a
this
moment,
is
and it's
a
just like,
I will follow.
Yeah.
I will
good
follow.
idea?
w-
I'm
w-
ready to go. If you guys want to stay here to protect the boat, I'll go and I'll collect it with the will-o-wisps.
uh,
maybe take Tanwen with you, because
yeah.
they're good at that sort of thing. And we'll try to discuss our next move.
If we don't come back, y'all come looking for us because
We'll come. It'll be like 20 minutes tops.
No,
We'll be
no,
fine.
no. We're following the will-o-wisps, Xaxx.
Yeah, exactly. They're helpful. We help
Okay.
them. They help us. It's a great partnership.
The rule of reciprocity, I suppose. We did help them,
Okay.
but still be careful. Watch
All
where you
right.
step. Maybe use your stilts, Xaxx, just in case.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll put my stealth on.
All right. Good shout. You begin moving a lot swifter, and you're able to get over the difficult terrain portion of the swamp. The will-o-wisps do indeed begin hovering off into the distance, their bobbing lights just darting between the tree trunks and mist. And you see your friends are obscured by the mist as they go deeper in. Elma looks around and says, "Well, it also looks like the inn is still here. When you get back, I guess you can
Yeah.
dry off. Maybe
Not a bad
maybe hitch
show.
a ride. It's a pretty good canoe you've got here as well.
Yeah,
Wish I had something to trade for it."
Tarquin sort of considers something and been like, well, the only thing I can think of that you have, if you really want this, would be that flask of yours. Your decanter.
Of
But,
endless water.
yeah.
Yes. Well, I do need it. It is my tool of the
Yeah,
trade.
that's what I was saying. Like, it's probably not something, unless we
However,
found a super... However?
What if you
we
help
have
us?
fixed one of the problems. At least for now. I could lend it to you. That is on the condition that you also put an end to Bavlorna and her corrupting aura on this land. She is the one responsible, no doubt.
Well, that is
you're-
the plan.
if you are able to either strike a bargain with her or deal with her in other ways, this constant flooding and corruption of the wells would stop. And then I wouldn't need to use the flask all the time.
What if you help us with the Tarquin's people?
Mhm.
Yeah,
They're
could
not
have
my
the boat.
people, but yes.
You don't. Sorry,
Uh,
you know what I mean. But you could have the boat if you help us.
hmm,
Can never
I'm
have
not much
too many
of
people.
not much of a fighter,
Mm,
but I do have some tricks since being turned into this form. You can roll me a persuasion check, Solomon.
Uh. Ah,
Hmm.
ah, not bad.
I'm not
I'll
much of a
guidance
fan.
myself.
Not much of a fan of being shot by arrows, but those brigands are a pest.
Should guidance myself.
You could have guidanced yourself if you wanted.
You know, as I'm saying this, I'm just like, well, letting out a cold mist at the same time.
Hmm.
Oh wait, it's crunchy leaves. I remember it was crunchy leaves.
Congratulations. All right. I can't promise that I'll be much use. I
well,
don't have any weapons.
well, that's the thing. I'm. How sneaky are you?
He tries to climb into the underside of the tree. Well, not
Hmm.
not the best, but not the worst either. I can certainly hide in dark places.
Muted.
Hmm.
I could
What?
give you a hand with, you know, being stealthy.
Hmm.
Because I
This
could.
form does allow me to get to places where others couldn't. So it's more of a where I go is what's sneaky about me, not me being sneaky in general. You know what I mean?
Did,
I just mean like, I could help you focus on that, and I just hand him a few crunchy leaves
Sure.
for for like a beforehand sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Focuses your
Well,
mind as to what you're gonna do.
do, do you think, and this is, of course, a bit of a stretch, do you think you could sneak into the tollway
mhm.
without someone spotting you?
It's a possibility. But I do know there's quite a lot of patrols.
Yeah,
However, we have an advantage they don't. They don't have dark vision.
that is true.
And if we go when it's particularly dark, then maybe we have a chance.
Tarquin just sort of looks up at the sun, which hasn't moved the entire time.
You look up at the sun, but you can actually give me a. Actually, are you proficient in survival? I know Solomon probably is.
No, I'm not.
I am actually.
I've got a plus
Yeah.
5 in it, but I'm not proficient.
Okay, well, so you're as good as as Nox would be but Nox is definitely proficient. You can give me that roll.
That would be my roll, but yeah.
Okay.
Get
Well,
one
you
sec.
both look up in a cursory glance. Yes, it is still twilight, and it doesn't seem that sun is setting fully anytime soon. But twilight is known as last light. It is fairly dim, not dark, but it's dim. And there's one other thing that's definitely of note. With a survival check of 23, you notice dark clouds on the horizon. They're far off, but they do seem to be heading in this direction.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's going to rain, like heavy rain. You can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah, Tarquin's just like, well, that would muffle our steps too. They wouldn't hear us coming.
Hmm.
Make it dark so they wouldn't be able to see us coming.
Yeah, I mean, if they've got any flames, it might put out the torches.
That too.
It would definitely assist.
Because one idea I had is we know that a simple tap, or in my case, a very powerful dagger throw, again, sorry about that, Elmer, is enough to turn something back into it away from the froggy form. So if we healed up the frog, so it's not unconscious, because I think it's still unconscious down there because I knocked it out before we turned it into a frog, and then we drop that frog inside the tollway and then release it, then they've got a bog wart to deal with.
Yeah, like release it on one side and then we enter through the opposite.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So, and then
definitely draw all of them over one side, yes.
Or just actually checking based on what we know of the poison. It's a day. It's a shame. Does the site
What?
Ooh. Now that's even nastier, but I kind of like it.
What?
Well, that gunk stuff, if it's ingested, it can cause that sight, right? So if we tainted their water with it...
Oh, maybe.
Oh, that is...
It seems like... Are you talking about the stuff that you got in your eyes from
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was definitely more of an on-contact type of poison. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's diseased the entire well or not, but it was mainly because you were like hitting it, attacking it. What happened was you basically popped a load of warts on it, and those the pus in it was what got in your eyes.
I mean, if the other thing we could do potentially is if we could fill up some, I don't know, like cloths or something with that gunk, could be good to throw at people.
A disgusting notion, but if you're willing to go to that extent.
Well, I'm trying to be honest. If I can think of a way to handle this without us having to fight them, because as much as
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, we can take on probably half a dozen of them and Agdon himself without too much difficulty. But as soon as they start building up even bigger numbers,
yes,
we get screwed. So
I say we just release the beast. If they all charge to one side, we can get in through the other side.
Yeah, the problem is that if we actually, who has that black cloth that we...
It was either Rodolfo, I think, or Tanwen.
What black cloth is that?
The what we know out of character to be.
Oh, that is I do. Yeah, the whole thing.
And that absorbed the water. Tarquin sort of goes, well, I've got nothing else to do whilst we're waiting. He's just... I'm going to try poking my head into it. See what's in there.
Okay. Yes, you can. And let me check. I believe it works how I'm thinking.
So I can never remember. It's an item that is awesome to have, but I know so little about other than what not to do.
You put your head in there, and it is very, very dark. The walls, the bottom, it's all this void, effectively. It's just completely black. But you can feel a cylindrical-like space within the hole. And if you were to reach further and further, you begin to touch the water surface, right? There's a lot of water. It's like the hole's been flooded, and yeah.
Well, I was thinking. So this hole, if we can get into and out of it, then we don't need everyone to sneak in. We just need one person to be able to sneak in. Which makes it easier because... But then again, it depends how much air there is in here. Wish I knew more about it or knew more about magic in general. Maybe we could ask the innkeeper. She at least knew something about magic.
Yeah.
Essentially... Yeah.
What if I turn into a wolf and you cover me in all that slime stuff, and then I shake it off around the load of enemies?
I mean, that's an idea, I suppose. Wait. You can transform into stuff. The tollway is surrounded by... Can you Actually, I don't think you can do that yet, can you? I was going to say,
No.
can you transfer to anything that can swim yet?
No.
That's higher level, isn't it?
There is one thing I will allow, just for this campaign, and that is a frog. Because of how many frogs there are, and you've seen frogs, and it's a very froggy campaign, I will allow the giant frog to be one form that you can take with a swim speed.
Okay.
I mean, we could easily do that just by going down and touching the statue.
You could just turn yourself into frogs,
Yeah, but then that's polymorph frog rather than wild-shaped frog. Based on how Elma reacted, but...
We could do that, though, and then Elma sneaks us in and then just pinpricks us.
I mean, again, not a bad idea, but the other thing that might work is if you could transform into something that is either hard to detect or can swim, then you could swim under the tollway and sneak us in, and then if we were in the hole, for example, then we could get out that. But again, but that still seems like we're planning too much for a combat, and it's clear that taking down Agdon isn't enough to bring them to stop them, because we've done that before. So
honestly, I think our best bet is just Elma sneaks in with the bogwart as a distraction, and then we go in the other side.
Yeah, but
and then, at least
we can combine the two ideas. You know, we have the bogwart, we have the weird hole thing. We have Solomon who can transform into any number of things. This is all good distractions for how you say, splitting their party. You know, dividing the forces.
Certainly true.
Why not? We have time to prepare. Why not use this to our advantage? They don't know we are coming. They can't prepare for this. We should plan.
That is definitely true. I'm just thinking, Elma, you've been around this area for a bit. Do you know much about Agdon's personality?
I know that he's an arrogant so-and-so. He parades around with his brigands, claiming to be the Prince of Prismere, self-titled, of course. But other than that... Oh, go on.
You would like to use perhaps this arrogance against him, you know?
Yeah,
It will most likely be his downfall, yes. And I know he has an obsession with his scarf. There's apparently legend surrounding it that it is, of course, magical in some way, but he's never seen without it.
I'm wondering if there might be a way to defeat him through non-martial means, like a challenge or set of challenges for him to prove how good he is, and us to beat him like that, and in exchange he perhaps puts the title of leader of the brigands up for grabs. Because he'd be so arrogant, he doesn't think he can possibly lose.
Possibility.
But what
You
do
would
we-
still need to get close to him. He's brigands now that you've run into them, what, twice now? He's probably going to attack you on sight.
Yeah.
Unless you bypass his guards, catch him alone, I don't know. It's a tricky one.
But even if we did challenge him to that, what can we offer that's on even close to a level of that?
Well, whilst you guys begin to ponder this, you can actually continue chatting in the text chat. I'm going to jump over to the other two, Tanwen and Xaxx, who are now deep into the forest. Sorry, swamp, even. It looked like it was once a forest, but all these trees have since rotted away, their trunks sunk into the mud. Some of them have been chopped down, probably most likely from the woodcutter, but the rest of this place is just a sinking branch, moss hanging from them. You can see mushrooms poking their heads up from the marshy miasma of fog, and in the distance you can actually see there seems to be some sort of stone-like structure. And well, let me just, you're on the map now, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So in that case, all right. All right. It's not the one. Not one. So you come across this bog, and as you're looking around a little bit closer, the area actually seems to be also littered with some rusty, broken weapons. You can even see perhaps maybe a sign of a breastplate that's long since worn away and
Is that what we're
potholed.
seeing in front of us to the left?
Yeah, perhaps with this structure as well. You can see this looked like it was maybe a part of a fortification, perhaps.
Okay.
There's clearly bits of rusted weaponry, and if only there were intact arrows, Tanwen. But as you look around, you can see just perhaps the ends or tips of them just sunken into the mud. Like it feels like you were looking over a battlefield. And along with that, you even see bones, creatures that have perhaps perished in this battle, sinking away slowly, claimed again by nature.
What a sad place, Xaxx.
Yeah, it looks like something, maybe a fight happened here or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just old. It's hard to tell. Maybe it just
Well,
flooded. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Will-O-Wisps, what is this place?
This is one site of a forgotten battle between elves and Fomorians.
Oh,
And eyebright grows here?
Yes, just a little further. Yes, not too long.
okay.
Okay.
Just point me in the right direction, and I'm hoping that the water is not too deep that I can stilt my way through it.
Okay.
I'm going to try to walk along the roots.
Okay.
Since I don't know how deep this water is.
Yeah. These roots are massive. In addition to the ancient battlefield, it looks like these trees were of ancient origin as well, as the size of them does actually seem to dwarf the previous trees you've come across. And it's perhaps just when you cross this little barrier of roots, Xaxx, when your stilt sticks into something metallic and makes like a sort of a clonk noise. And at that moment, in the distance, you see something perhaps alerted to that sound.
Oh,
You hear
shit.
kind of like a sort of scraping of metal, and then the sort of sucking of like air, as if something is just slopped out of a set of armor. And indeed, you see in the distance 2 sets of armor rising up out of the bog, completely caked in mud and moss, and their heads swivel round with that rusty creaking noise. And they just seem to stand there, up from the detritus, staring at you. Their helmets of clear elven design, shaped like that of stylized owl heads. They're about... Actually, one of them is a bit closer. I'm going to say about here. There you go. At this one. There. What do you do?
Okay, so we're 70 feet away.
Yeah,
Xaxx, do you want to try to sneak around it?
We can try. Just as a warning, I don't have a ton of magic at my disposal right now.
I've got 4 arrows, but I can use my light crossbow for what that's worth. Will-o-wisps, is there a way of getting around these creatures that just popped up?
Yes. And they simply fly overhead, up into the air,
Oh,
such that they go out of the fog, and then they seem to appear on the other side. Are you coming?
great. Just great. That's just wonderful.
I
And they seem
mean,
to...
if we could fly, that'd be problem solved
Yeah,
right there, right? Can you fly,
maybe.
Tanwen?
Only in my dreams.
Oh,
Maybe
well,
we can get to that log and then creep over the log. If
I'm
we,
well. It's
that would,
not a typical thing that I'm the cautious one, but I suspect that if we get closer, they might start to attack. This is
wait. That log looks hollow. Maybe we can go through the log to the other side if we go quietly.
you want to
So
try go. I have not a lot of health. I'm about halfway done.
I know. I'm thinking that if we can swim as quietly as possible to that log, then we can crawl through it. We know that there's air in it because it's only about half submerged. So, and then they won't see us.
All right, you want to go first?
Sure, let me give it a try. If this works, then you take the stilts off and just as quietly as possible swim up to the log and then peep through it.
Okay.
All right, so I am going to step down into the water, easing myself.
Yeah.
Can I stand or do I have to swim?
You can probably wade through that water, and when you get to the log, you're probably going to have to duck down.
Yeah.
As you
No,
do take a step off of the log, you see the armor sort of trudge its way 5 feet, 10 feet closer towards you,
okay.
but it
I
stops when you seem to stop as well.
It's
Okay.
mirroring us. It's mirroring us.
Okay. All right. Then
Wait, did only one of
Xaxx,
them moved though, right?
That's
right,
correct.
Xaxx,
The other one is
what happened?
staring directly at you, Xaxx.
Tanwen. One of them is trained on you. One of them is trained on me.
Oh,
So
shoot, that I was
if
gonna
you can
lure mine to one side.
yeah, but if you can get underneath the thing, yours will follow you, but it won't, and then I can do something else around mine.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go under the log.
Okay.
Can
It
it
moves
see
in
me?
a similar pattern to you, and it
Right.
starts moving like basically it would intercept you. However, when you get under the log, you begin to duck down, and from your vantage point, Xaxx, you see the animated armor begin to also duck down as well, and you hear it kind of clunk against the log. And Tanwen, you hear it underneath as well. You hear that hollow sound as if it just hit on the outside.
All right. I'm gonna try to sneak through the log.
You can give me a
Again.
stealth check.
All right.
Very nice. Okay. It's now that you're in the water, you don't make those kind of splashing sounds. You just simply wade through it silently, and you're able to move down. And you haven't got much light down here, but with well,
I don't
there's
have
only
dark
one
vision.
direction to go, so you're not getting lost. But
And there's a big hole up here that
there
is letting
is
some light
actually,
in.
yeah, there's some partial light that pokes its head in, and all the while, the armor seems to be kind of struggling in the swampy water. You can perhaps hear a scraping sound on the outside of the log, and occasionally like a clonk clonk noise.
Okay.
It gets further away the further down the log you get.
All right. So I'm gonna cautiously peek my head out and look
Okay.
to see what I can see before I try to get up on the grass.
The armor has its back to you, no longer staring directly at you, and it seems like it was up against the log trying to push through it. But you can see its arms are also wading through the water, and it's lifting up its knees, and it's very stooped over as well. It's almost as if it was trying to go in the same posture you were to get through the log, but it's stuck.
Okay.
It's stuck where it last saw you.
All right. Then can I make it over to the reeds right here and hide?
Yes, you can. There's a nice
Okay.
tall brush that you just completely obscure yourself in.
Okay.
And all right, let's see what Xaxx does.
Okay. Okay, she's more than 30 feet away from me now. Okay. Oof. Jeez. Before anything else, I'm gonna give myself the Vigilant Blessing. So I have
Okay.
advantage on initiative rolls, just in case.
All right.
I am going to wave at the armor that's facing me.
The armor lifts up its rusted arm and does wave back at you with the
Okay,
same mirrored hand.
I am going to walk into the water.
It slumps forward
I'm
and
gonna walk
begins
closer to
wading.
it.
It wades ever closer. It's now only 5 feet from you.
I'm gonna come up to it.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of meet one step further, and you're like
And I'm
face to face with this thing. It's hollow out. There's no creature inside. There was a
I'm gonna wave.
skeleton, emptied.
I'm gonna
Okay, it
wave
waves
to it,
again.
wave to it again, and then
Yeah,
I'm
it
just gonna
continues to wave.
try to dance gently around it.
Dance gently around. Okay. Interesting. So you're sort of like circling it, right?
Still looking at it.
Okay. Hmm. It does seem to continue to mimic you, and it takes a step around behind you effectively.
We'll walk backwards towards where Tanwen came out.
That is genius. Well done. The armor, in turn, steps away from you, still trained its eyes on you, and you can see a rusted sword still in its scabbard remains sheathed the whole way as it backs out, and then it trips on this stump here and falls backwards into the mud with a clattering
Sorry.
sound.
Sorry, I
Xaxx,
should have moved to help you. Sorry about that. Oh, I
Xaxx,
feel
that was
bad for him.
brilliant. That was I hadn't thought about walking backwards.
Well,
That is was
you gave
brilliant.
me the idea really. Once I saw what happened when you went into the stump, I had the idea that it was just mimicking us, and uh, as long as we didn't attack, they wouldn't attack us.
All right,
Likewise,
where's the
after a minute or so, Tanwen being hidden, and well, both of you now, the other armor, you hear a kind of clattering and then splash noise, as perhaps the other armor sinks back into the mud as well.
all right,
You
where
know,
did
the
those
will-o'-wisp were right. You just sort of go right past them.
All right, where'd they go?
Oh, they're
Wait.
just.
Do you see that purple in with those mushrooms over there? I don't know if you've got better eyesight than I. Is that?
I do. Right. Maybe right now. I don't know. It's foggy, but I can see better in the darkness than you can.
I mean, a light. There's a purple over there. Do you think that's the eye bright?
It could be. You want to go take a
Um,
look?
yeah. Let's go over to the mushroom area and just I'm gonna try to jump because I don't know if that's just matted vegetation that'll dump me in the drink again.
I'm gonna put my stilts back on, and I'm gonna walk
Yeah.
through.
It is very spongy ground, Tanwen. You see, you can potentially stand on it. You
Oh,
imagine with enough force, you could probably pierce it. And in fact, you do see Xaxx, their stilts push through, like poking holes in this carpet of moss.
all right. Is this eye bright? Right. I'm standing next to the lavender.
There is a tiny little speck of lavender, and yeah, you can give me a survival check to see if you can root around through the moss.
Okay. All right. Ah!
You find instead it seems to be a strange brooch that's partially rusted, but it still has a little bit of lavender paint still on it. Actually, looking it over again, looks more like a medal, like from the war, perhaps. That's just sat here, resting on the carpet of moss.
Zach's,
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at the brooch that I found.
Oh,
It's
that's.
like a
Hey, you know what? You should keep that. It's a found item. It now belongs to you, and it's something that you can trade for the reciprocity thing. That's the rule here, right? So
Yeah,
you just made yourself just a little bit richer. It's all good news.
or it controls the skeletons in the water.
Oh, that's possible too, but I was thinking the other way around.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's possible. You could try that.
No, I'm gonna wrap it in a little piece of cloth I have and tuck it in my pouch.
Okay.
Okay. Do we
You can
see
write.
any eye bright anywhere around us?
Give me a perception check, both of you. Oh, natural 20. That turned that around. Absolutely, Xaxx. With the bit of a height advantage, you also spot that the three little will-o'-wisps have moved into a formation, like a circle, and they do appear to be spinning in said circle, as
Oh,
to perhaps notify
hey,
you of something. But
and when as normal, the will-o'-wisp has been like incredibly helpful. They are literally circling where we should be going over there.
Okay. All right.
Let's head over. I'm gonna head over.
Okay.
yeah, you do start to see another patch of lavender just
Oh,
sticking out of the swamp.
thank you, will-o'-wisp. You guys are absolutely like amazing. This is so much fun.
As you
Uh
nudge this here lily pad, Xaxx, you hear a
Uh-oh.
slop. You hear kind of like a slop sound, as if something like fell into the water, but it wasn't a loud splash. It kind of like almost like something was on the lily pad, and as it tilted over, it sent it into the water.
Oh, I'll go see if I can find what that is.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Something fell in the water. Maybe it's like a gemstone or a rock or like a magic amulet or something.
or another skeleton.
Who knows?
Ghost. I don't
I'm
know
gonna go
what to
looking.
call the
Okay.
armor when it's devoid of the skeleton that was
Well, it's just the
animating it.
armor, right? It's animated and it's armor, so 2 and 2 together, it's anim armor.
Okay, tell me what you find.
All
All
right.
right.
Is
So-
I'm gonna
there
go poking
is
in the
there-
water.
is
Okay.
there right in the center of where they're circling?
Yeah, we'll say that
Okay.
it's just hidden
I-
behind this branch.
Just in case we have to leave suddenly while he's looking for whatever fell in the water, I'm gonna quietly walk over there and start gathering it. And
Okay.
I'm going to very deliberately gather the roots, stems, leaves, and flowers because I don't know what part of the plant he needs.
All
So
right.
I'm going to try to gather the entire one, rinse off the roots before
Mhm.
packing them into my pouch.
Okay. Yeah, you can make me another survival check as well as you're doing
Okay.
this. You just need 2 doses.
I
Of
would like to
that's
gather
enough.
more just in case the
You can.
plan that they are formulating goes
Mhm.
really bad for us, and we need to heal them after the attack on Agdon.
Okay then. So in that case, we'll say 10, 15, 20. You can roll me a d8 plus 2,
All right,
and that's how
so
many you're beginning to harvest. It will take a little while, okay? So this isn't all happening just immediately, but um, over the course of the next 10 minutes, you will have gathered
5.
5, yeah, in total. All right. Meanwhile, Xaxx, as you begin to look around where it must have tilted that way as you're like pushing through, and you do start to see something in the mud. It's sort of a mound of mud, but it doesn't look natural. It seems like it's stretching up, and there's 2 knife-like points that are sticking out of the mud as well. And suddenly you start to hear another splash from a different lily pad just north of you there. And Tanwen as well, you hear one. There seems to be close to you 3 more of these splashes.
Zax, I've got 5 of the plants. I think we
Yeah.
need to get out of here. And if we can get out of here as quietly as possible, maybe we won't have to fight these things.
Do I get the sense that these not quite mud spiky things are dangerous?
Well, how about I just reveal them and tell you exactly what you see? Because it seems as though after there's a number of splashes, they've sort of revealed themselves effectively. And in doing so, you see 3 creatures in total there, or maybe there's more. At least 3 of them show themselves. One of them appears out of the top of this stone-like structure. Seems to be a crack in the top, and you see this mud rise up, emerge into a long kind of nose face. It's like imp-like in appearance. Wings sort of stretch out, but they're sort of droopy wings, and you can see them dripping continuously with this mud. And here you go. Let's see, there you go. That's the kind of thing you're looking at. It's hard to make out a ship with it so sort of sloppy in appearance, but there are 2 eyes that suddenly open, and they see you 2 in the mud, and they emerge, and they say well, I don't know if you guys can understand Aquan or Terran.
I
Any
don't
No.
speak
primordial?
Aquan or Terran. I speak Celestial and Draconic.
Okay, so you wouldn't understand what they're saying. You can hear some sort of dialect that sounds like this spattering of words, and it's just spitting in your direction. They seem aggressive when they're saying it as well. They're kind of going, and they start flying towards you.
I think they're telling us to leave. I think
Yeah,
we should leave.
I think we should leave. Yeah, I'm agreeing there.
All
Okay.
right.
Back
So this
away.
time I'm willing to get my boots really wet as I.
Hold on, I'm gonna just drag you back a second because I need you
Oh,
to
wait.
roll initiative.
Oh,
These things are
friends.
chasing you. So you're over by the lavender, and you haven't got all of them quite yet. I'm gonna say you're probably halfway done as this
Oh,
occurs.
I tried to roll initiative. It says there's no active.
You should be able to do it now. The will-o-wisp.
Shoot, I have advantage. Oh my god.
Okay.
Why
Yes, you
can't it
can
roll
re-roll.
twice?
Can't you? What do we do here? Re-roll. There we go. Oh.
It's not letting me. It's not letting me re-roll.
Update. Just roll a d20, and
Okay.
I'll add your modifier. So what did you get? 12.
12 plus 2, 14.
Let me update. So I keep clicking the wrong button. 12 plus 2, 14. Does that work? What's your dex?
My dex
Score,
is plus 2. 14.
So it's 14. Okay, so you actually beat the tiebreaker there. You go just for one of those methods. Okay, so the will-o-wisps are actually up first. They're quite swift, and one of them actually does translate for you and says, "They seem to be upset with you. Said that you knocked one of them into the mud. Well, knocked them into the water. But moreover, you seem to be stealing from their little grotto. But they said that they will threaten to drag you down unless you've got some of their favorite food."
Oh, yeah. I can do that.
They don't appear to want to tell us. They're part of their little game. They seem to be spitefully asking you to guess what their favorite food is. They
Um,
flap their muddy wings, and one of them perches itself on the lily pad, looking at you like.
are we
Tanwen,
guessing
it's your
for
go.
the? Are we guessing for the skeletons, or are we guessing for your friends?
Oh, you're guessing for the mud methods. These are not
The
not for the
Oh, the
skeletons.
will-o-wisps were translating. Okay.
That's correct. Yeah, they sort of said
Um,
they seem to want to drag you down into the mud unless you can guess their food and perhaps offer it to them.
Xaxx, do you think it's mud pies?
Well, that'd be like that'd be like us eating human flesh or dragon flesh. So maybe not, but I don't think you're far off.
Um, okay, I'm gonna hold my action, so I can support you in whatever you do. So you've got the tray of
Okay.
amazing foods.
Yeah. Well, just keep your distance a bit, just in case.
All
All
right,
right.
I'm gonna. Okay.
I'll allow you to do. Just sort of waiting, watching. Tanwin, I'll actually allow you to roll an insight check based on what you just said.
Okay. Insight.
Yeah. And 18 is really good. When you say mud pies, the two closest to you turn, and they seem to be salivating. They very clearly understood what that meant, even though that's a probably different language. The very fact that you said mud pie, maybe it's common across all languages. In any case, it's the other will-o-wisps' turn. They seem to flee, and it's you. It's down to you then, Xaxx. You are before any of them. Oh, yeah.
Did I get any of that with the mud pies thing?
Xaxx, they
Um,
seem to really like the idea of mud pies. I know the
oh,
will-o-wisp ran away, but
oh,
maybe you can make the finest mud pie known to um, flying batty things.
All right.
oh.
I'm gonna pull out my tray of fresh pies,
Yeah.
and I'm going to put my hand over it and think real hard and come up with. It's not even just mud pies; they are mud mini like cupcakes, and the
Oh,
frosting on top is like a moss that comes up with little mushrooms, like on the one island there, and they're all like differently flavored, just slightly, and uh, yeah, that's like instead of like mud pies specifically, they're like mud moss cupcakes, and I'm gonna do that as my. I guess that's an action.
it is,
Is
and
it,
you can knock
is it
off
an
a
action to do that?
charge of your.
Yeah, yeah. I'm running kind of low on this now. Uh, and
Well,
then
it's looking.
hopefully as a bonus action, I can sort of place them onto the lily pad in front of me,
Mm-hmm. Yep,
and
that's fine.
then I will use my movement to back away.
You see all of their eyes go wide, their mouths are drooling with mud as you place the little entree, and they've not even paid attention to you as you back away out of the mud. They, on their turns, fly over, landing on the lily pad with such force that it nearly sends the cakes up into the air, and they sort of slide across the lily pads. One of them catches it in its mouth, and you can hear a sickening, sloughing noise. They are the messiest eaters you can imagine, and they just pile in like it's a feeding frenzy. And one of them
Oh,
stops.
they're happy. They're happy, batty, slimy things.
They're still not super happy with us for taking the stuff, so we should probably just back away.
Yeah.
That's all their
But still,
actions. They're just gonna be doing that, and then it comes back around to you and the will-o-wisp, Tanwen. It seems you guessed correctly.
would like to quietly try to get across and start
Mm-hmm.
retreating.
Yeah,
So I guess there's 15,
that's okay. I'm
and
ending combat. Don't worry. We didn't even need initiative. It seems
okay.
the one of them stops, doesn't swallow. He's still got a mouthful of mud, but he continues to sort of spit in your direction. Except this time, you can tell it seems to be a bit more friendly. You can just tell from the dialect.
I will
see.
wave at. I'll wave at them, and then we can let's get out of their hovel, their house. They seem to be less angry with us now. We're okay.
They seem
Yeah.
to be astonished. They asked, "How did you know?"
Oh well, that was all Tanwen. She's the genius. I just work here.
Thank you for the compliment, Xaxx. But if you hadn't worked here, we would be in trouble.
I'm just the cook.
There's no just when it's a good cook.
All right. If we run into the armor suits again, just dance around them. They're okay.
Backwards.
And back away from them. Yeah.
The
Base,
will-o-wisp
keep-
take a wider arc back, probably back to the others, such that you avoid them. And as you go out into the distance, you hear one of them perhaps talking amongst the other. And the will-o-wisp translates again, saying, "So they said that they didn't like those flowers anyway. Didn't match the decorating."
So they just got some free pies out of us. Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
basically. Yeah. And with that, you guys make it back to the others. No problem. A mission accomplished.
Yeah, whilst they've been gone, Solomon and Tarquin have quickly gone back down the hole and put the frog back behind the gate. So
Okay.
that if it wakes up and turns back into a bugwort after a little while, we won't have to
Okay.
deal with it.
Sure. And you lock the gate behind
Yeah.
me, I'm guessing. Cool.
Oh man, guys, you have no idea. We fought like 20 suits of armor that were like magically working on their own, and then these flying like demon monsters came down, and we also fought them, and we won victoriously. Also, here's the plants we were looking for.
Oh, well, I'm sure you fought and were very brave and all this, but yes, the plants is the important thing, yes?
No, I'm just kidding. There's these the suits of armor were real, but there was only two, and we sort of danced around them. They weren't harmless, and then I made some mud pies for the flying demon things, and they ate those, and they were happy.
They
Oh,
love
I mean, if you
their mud pies.
say so.
Well, while you've been on your adventure, we've been coming up with a battle plan.
Hey,
Oh,
we're here to make sure that Solomon and Tarquin, sorry, don't go blind. So you know,
yeah,
we're
let's
essential
do
too.
that.
So,
And
sorry,
Rodolfo?
as I was just going to say this, I had to pop off.
Okay.
As Tarquin and Solomon were coming up the well, flowers started to spread around the well as Nox was climbing up. Yeah,
you've done a little switcheroo.
I was waiting to do the swap, but then we went into like all this.
That's cool. So everyone arrives and they find, instead of Solomon on the canoe, there's now Nox climbing back out of the well.
Yeah, so Nox, if your eyes feel a bit weird, it's whilst you were your other self, you got this gunk in your eyes, and we're just the others have been gonna go get the way to fix it. So
okay.
we fought a big frog monster with warts and got the pus in our eyes.
But it's okay. We have the eyebright flower, and Xaxx can make a potion.
You need to be proficient with herbalism kit, which I am not. I can try, but
Right, hang on.
I have brewer supplies. I'm not proficient in a herbalism kit, but I do have the supplies, so that may or may not help.
I'm more proficient in herbalism.
Nox's.
Where does it
Nox
say?
is proficient.
Oh, okay.
They're
I'm
druid. I think it's one of the proficiencies they
It
get
is.
automatically.
You get a. That's correct. So, Nox, you are proficient in herbalism. You would just need the supplies, a herbalism's kit, unless you have that with you already.
Let me have a look. I'm not sure.
Well,
Kit.
you know, Nox, if you don't have a herbalism kit, maybe we can makeshift one at the tavern.
yeah, I was thinking let's head back to the tavern. And
Yeah.
Good idea. As it happens, I believe that Sue Harabax is in fact a druid herself.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna wave to the Will-O-Wisps and thank them for helping us out so much. You guys are amazing, so much fun. If we can do anything else to help you, just let us know. You guys were so much. You're great.
Yes, we will be happy to be your guide any time in the swamps of hither. Don't get too lost in the mists. You don't want to fall off the edge of Prismic. Good
No,
luck.
that's a good. Thank you.
All right. Everyone, you're back in the inn, drying yourselves off by the fire, and Sue Harabax greets you with a warm welcome. Ah, welcome back to the inn at the end of the road. Now, did you manage to fix the well? Yeah,
We
job
did.
done. Good. Well then, make yourselves at home. I'll get a round in for you guys.
That would be very welcome. Thank you.
Do you happen to have a herbalism kit or know how to make stuff?
Of course, I've dabbled with many arts of the nature. You can borrow mine, in fact.
Yes, because a couple of us got hit with sight rot. We've got the herb to fix it, but we need to.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's a terrible disease. In fact, I was going to ask you. You did go down into the well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Uh, there are other diseases down there as well. Sewer plague, mostly.
Well,
But let's just hope it's just the one you contracted.
that's all
Yeah,
Xaxx picked up with his magic.
Did you say sewer plague?
that's right. It's
Is,
more common in cities, but since there is a sewer system, like with the wells, that it could be contracted there as well.
has it been happening a lot since the swamp kind of took over and the flooding? That seems like
Uh,
a risk.
Elmer speaks up as well and says, actually, yes, more so than recently. That's actually what I use the decanter of endless water for. I can actually drain out the water and then put in more pure, clean water. So it keeps a fresh supply and
Hmm.
pump out the stagnant, refill with fresh.
Um,
Cleanses it.
is there a cure for the sewer, whatever?
Oh, sewer plague. Sue Harabax has some knowledge on it. And she says sewer plague is sort of a generic term for like a broad category of illnesses that incubate in the sewers, refuse heaps and other swamps, but it's transmitted by normally creatures and critters in there, normally rats and the like. If you're
Disgusting.
bitten by anything that carries the disease, then, or if you come into contact with filth or offal, then it usually manifests within about 3 or 4 days. And the symptoms are like fatigue, cramps. Slowly, you begin to lose movement in your limbs, and eventually, it can be fatal, but only if it gets to the extreme. Without,
Has
you
this
know,
has this been happening to a lot of people here? Is there anyone looking after this?
mm, most people avoid the wells, but I'm sure there might have been a few cases. So, like like Elmer says, he does his best to kind of keep the water clean, and most people know to stay away from nasty rats. If they did gain it, if they did gain the plague, it is quite easy to clean, or you can actually recover from it naturally, as long as you've
Okay.
got a
Clean
good
water.
hearty constitution. Yes.
Hmm. Well,
Just some
thank goodness
care.
all of us have excellent constitution.
Yeah.
uh, well,
Thankfully, as you pointed out, Xaxx did only detect blind rot, so you guys
mhm.
didn't contract anything else. All right. So you get to work, Nox. Tell me, what's your process? What does this look like as you're using the herbalism kit?
Can I assist since I'm proficient in medicine?
I'll allow that. Yes.
I'm just gonna sit and watch. So I'll scoot down a little bit so she has more room, but I'd like to watch it.
I'm gonna assume that this herbalism kit is like a mortar and pestle. Sorry, I can't even English.
Yeah.
So
It's complete with not just a mortar and pestle, but it's got the ampture, the retort, the calcinator. It's all little tools, sort of to get the best potential out of a potion. But yeah, it's all there.
give me a moment. I'm not good on the spot things.
Oh no, it doesn't have to be crazy detailed. If you want to just sort of describe how
She's just like putting random
Noxus style.
components to this potion to heal
Yeah.
our eyes in random vials and pretty much hoping for the best and hoping that the amount of I don't know, medicine proficiency will help her.
Sure. So it looks to everyone like it's a bit more slapdash in Nox's style, but
Yeah.
Xaxx, yeah. But then Xaxx, you're probably noticing maybe some inconsistencies, like, but you definitely can step in and help out with this.
Yeah. Let's just even balance this out. Okay, and then sure. Yeah. Okay, that works. Okay.
Cool. All right, Nox, you can give me a herbalism check with advantage. In fact, let me just check what we got. Herbalism kit. I'm going to add one to your sheet so you can actually roll with it. There you go. It's on loot. No, it's not. It's in tools. If you click that, and you can choose a. Oops, my bad. Clicked it for you. You can choose a skill associated with it.
I'm also going to guide myself
Yeah, of course.
naturally. With
Yeah.
a
So would have been a 10. It's a good job Xaxx is intervening and helping out with the medicine side of things, because you're doing a good job of mashing up the petals with the mortar and pestle, but the actual application of it as a drinkable cure is a little bit more intricate, and Xaxx is able to assist. 23 plus your guidance is 25. Oh, magnificent. You could turn all 5 doses if you wanted into cures, antidotes.
Yeah, I'll do
Might
that.
as well. Yeah. Just in
Yeah.
case. You never know if we might need it.
Fantastic. There you go. You managed to make use of every single one. There's nothing gone to waste.
Yay!
And you can put in, we'll add to your sheet, add an item, consumable, and we'll call it, we'll call it the blind rot antidote. There we go. And you've got quantity 5. There you go. Great.
Wait, does it not take 3 to cure it? Or am I misreading this? Or is that only 3 to cure it if you've got the full effect?
Let me have a little look.
It says
You can
apply
turn
to
the
your
flower into
eyes.
1 dose of ointment, but 1 dose prevents the disease from worsening after that rest. After 3 doses, the ointment cures the disease entirely. Ah, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. Well then, in that case, you probably need it. I'll say, given that, then you've got enough doses to cure the disease for 5 creatures.
Yay!
Yeah.
Alright.
So what you've got to do with the antidotes is apply it 3 times effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So maybe we should cure you, Nox, and Tarquin.
Yeah.
Right now. Just get that done before anything else happens.
Well, that's at least the first dose, but it's going to take, from what you said, a couple more days for it to be fully gone. But
so long as you're applying it every day for 3 days, it will 100% cure the disease, and you don't have to worry about it getting worse during that time either. It'll you won't suffer any minuses or penalties. So yeah, but you do feel the effects immediately after the first application. You realize your vision was a bit blurry. You probably put it down to just being underwater or in the fog, but immediately your vision does clear out a little bit.
yeah, thank you,
So you can,
Nox.
Because if we need to apply it 3 times, when I need 6 of them.
no, we're going to say that the ones you've made are enough 3 doses each.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So essentially, one flower is 3 doses, basically.
Yeah. Normally, you're right. You need 3 flowers, but I'm just going to overlook that and the fact that you had a really good roll on both making and in harvesting as well. So
they're Feywild hybrid. They're extra potent.
Yeah, they've been. You found it in a place where the trees were humongous. Like this is obviously a once fertile ground, and the swamp is abundant with these extra massive eyebrights.
Nox, maybe we could offer one of the potions to Sue for us to spend the night tonight and get a good meal, let Tarquin and everybody heal a little bit and get a good rest. I'm saying this quietly so Sue can't hear me if Nox says no.
And Tarquin will, sort of seeing you're doing that, will speak to Sue out loud. Sue, do you know much about magical items and stuff like that? You've probably been around a bit.
Let me check. I know much about medicine and nature, but not magical items, and not really. I don't come from an academy or anything like that.
Yeah.
I learned what I learned myself, sort of self-taught.
Yeah,
but I do have a few spells.
I thought maybe you'd have heard a story or something, maybe, but it's fine.
Okay. Sue, do you think we could, in the rules of reciprocity, trade you one of these Eyebright potions for room and board tonight for us, for our party?
You can make me a persuasion check, Tanwen.
Okay.
Can I give a guidance?
Yes, you can. You can nudge along the bench and give them some crunchy leaves. Or wait, what's your guidance? I know Solomon's is
My
crunchy leaves.
guidance is blowing flowers at my person
Aw,
I'm guiding.
I love flowers.
Flower,
Nice.
flower.
Okay, I love these. Are beautiful. Please roll high.
So
Please.
some confetti rains over you, and you feel a little bit more silver-tongued. Well. So you got 12. Normally, I would say it's one trinket for one person.
I guess we went so far into the woods to get the Eyebright, so it's not going to be something that you would be able to come across easily. And if you have a guest come in who's hit one of those slime monsters, you would have it on hand to help.
And maybe someone as skilled as yourself could analyze the potion and maybe find another way to make it.
I will say this. It is more than just a random trinket. I actually have uses for this, like you said. It is something much more in my wheelhouse. I will all right. You twisted my arm.
Sue, I'll sweeten the deal. We just need one room. In fact, Tarquin found this forest room he was just madly in love with last time. So we'll stay in the forest room, and that way we'll only take one room for the potion, and then dinner and breakfast.
That is acceptable. All right, you can take the Great Deku room. Yeah, and she hands you the key.
Yeah. Now I'll finally work out what's the deal with that tree.
Does that include me? No, Elma, you have to pay for your own room. Typical. He starts running around in his pockets.
Tarquin goes, wait, Elma, you've been really helpful. I know we helped you, but Tarquin will go up here and once again will try to give a performance to pay for Elma's room based on their exploits of the day.
All right.
Like do a little rhyme and poetry, which I do not have off the top of my head, but
sure. Give me a performance check as well.
Can I have guidance, Nox?
You'll have to get up on stage.
I tried.
You can probably blow some confetti over them. So you kind of trying to come up with things on the spot.
He's normally pretty good at this, but I feel like their eye rot has maybe got to him a bit.
That's probably it. Yeah, you're twitching a little bit in the eyes, and occasionally that makes the strings go a little bit off tune, but Elmer says, "No, it's fine.
I tried.
I'll pay for my own." He has got enough little bits and bobs. It's a good job I brought some things from Slanty Tower. Yeah. And yeah, he probably hands over some sort of trinket or bauble. In fact, let's see what he had. I'm just curious myself. There's my rollable tables. Fey wild trinkets. He gives them a 1-inch square painting of a sleeping elf.
Aw.
Well, that makes sense because he was a little bit of an artist, wasn't he? He was painting that scarf up. There you go. You can hang this on the wall. Ah, wonderful little gift. Thank you, Elmer. Here, I'll put it alongside these. They go right off on this wall right here.
Hey,
I saw a golden.
I would like to ask Sue a question, if that's okay. So I'm gonna
Yes, go
walk
ahead.
up to her, and I know that people sometimes leave things behind in inns, and I was wondering if you had any arrows for a longbow. If anybody left behind a quiver or a
Hmm.
bunch of arrows. I have this amazing brooch that I just found when we were hunting for the eye bright that I'm willing to trade. If you have any arrows that are decent, unbent, fletched, not
I
torn up.
wish I could help you with this. However, I do not use a hunting bow.
I was hoping somebody left something behind, but okay, it was
Mhm.
worth asking.
She maybe have feathers and sticks.
I
Mm,
don't know that we should go into a battle with Agdon with
well, as it
less than
happens,
professional.
speaking of Agdon, it's his brigands who actually use and incorporate bows and arrows.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just
And
was hoping to grab some before we got there, but
Well,
maybe I can knock somebody
you
out and
do
steal
you
their
do
quiver.
recall there was those
Mhm,
set of skulking herringon. They were sitting in the mangrove trees with
mhm.
bows strong and like taut, aiming at you. And yeah, they did
Right.
have quiver full of arrows. And I
Mhm.
mean, if you want arrows, there is definitely one way to get them.
Right. Yes.
well,
I just thought I'd ask Sue,
No,
just
yeah, I
in
understand.
case somebody had left one behind, or
I
the
use
brigands.
my trusty quarterstaff, and you see a little glow over the end of the staff. It seems to suddenly
I
go kind of harden and go green.
I absolutely
Yeah.
agree. There is nothing like playing whack a monster.
well, it just so happens, Tanwin, that taking down a Herringon is part of one of my plans to try to deal with this
Okay.
situation. So maybe we can aim for a sniper.
Yeah, that's fine. I just one of those you don't ask, you don't know.
But,
So it was worth asking. For all I knew, she had
Yeah.
50 quivers laying around, full
um,
of arrows.
where did Wove just go?
I think he's excited to get to his room.
Ah,
I'm gonna hit the hay. I'll see you all in the
You
morning.
don't. Okay.
Well, actually, the web. I'm gonna make myself a hammock.
I mean, there might even be one in one of the rooms. There was an Etcap staying there previously.
Oh, perfect. I'll take that one. Yeah, he dives right in. He begins sampling the silk. Mmm, strange. A sort of magical twang to it. That's what spiders do, by the way. They like eat each other's silk as a potential way to um, either size up potential competition or even a potential mate. But anyway, he's off. You guys can also head up to your room at any point, unless there's something you wanted to do before you head
Uh,
to a long rest.
did we negotiated for dinner with Sue? I mean,
Yeah.
and then breakfast in the morning. So, would y'all like dinner, or is everybody just too tired for that?
Bird sounds fabulous.
I think a good meal, perhaps something to drink,
You've actually
Okay.
got quite a lot of time to kill, believe it or not. Just because it's only been a few hours into the day. You wake up at Telemy Hill, had quite a battle in the well, I will admit. But in terms of travel, you've not spent most of the day. You could you could basically chill out and just have a little
Oh,
downtime.
Yeah.
Knox, they have a delightful bath upstairs. So, you have to be kind of aware that there might be other people in the bathroom, but oh, it was such a nice warm bath the last time I was here. So they have a fabulous facilities.
I'll go heat it up, give you a nice warm bath.
Mm.
Apparently hit
And,
herself with it.
Ah, it burns! Scorched myself.
I mean, that's one way to just like set yourself on fire and dive in.
Oh, goodness. It's all right. It's all right. It's only a minor
So,
burning.
as we've got some time, I think that now's probably the time to discuss exactly how we want to deal with these Harengon.
Yes, you said you
Isn't it?
formulated a plan while Xaxx and I were in the woods.
Well,
But
we've
what
got
have y'all discussed?
we've got a couple of ideas. Idea number one we came up with is essentially wait for the bogwort to heal a little, because it should heal naturally. Then make sure it's transformed into a frog. Then release the frog into their base, and then turn it back into the bogwort. So, big monster should distract them.
It would distract me, so I agree with that.
But that,
What are the other plans, though?
well, the other plan is one which won't involve fighting, but might involve fighting skills. Well, it will involve a tiny bit of fighting at the beginning. But essentially, obviously, Acton is very arrogant. He thinks he's the best. He's the Prince of Prismere, blah, blah, blah. Titles, titles, titles. So I was thinking we offer him a challenge, put something of value up for grabs. Not quite decided on what that should be yet, but got a couple of ideas rattling around in the old noggin. And we put something up for grabs, and in exchange, he puts up leadership of the brigands up for grabs. We challenge.
Why on earth would he do that?
Because we offer something of equal or greater value, and we play on his arrogance that he's confident he won't lose.
Also, we would have to play up that we are desperate. This is our last resort, etc., etc. So,
Exactly.
why would we make such a bargain if unless this was really our last hope, and he must believe that, he will win, of course.
Even if we offered all the rest of your buttons, your gold buttons on your vest, I don't think we have anything of value like that.
Well,
do we?
we
Well,
do.
Tarquin does.
There's two ideas that come to mind. The first thing is we know that they find memories to be of value. So, potentially, I was going to offer up all of my happiest memories to them in exchange.
You don't want to do that.
Tarquin,
I
too big of a
fully
sacrifice.
disagree. No, regardless, we can go in fighting, whatever. We can try to trick them, whatever. Nobody is going to be giving up any memories to these people.
Well,
no matter what.
That's
my one veto. That's my one veto. I'm not letting anybody.
I have to agree with Xaxx. It's too big. It's too big of a sacrifice. And
I sort of disagree, but okay. I will take your thoughts on board, and we will take that off the table. That's fine. The other thing that I have is I have a title that I could put on offer, which is the title of Witchlight Monarch, which they might not know its significance, but
Ooh.
it sounds pretty fancy. And obviously, as we've seen before, it has certain magical abilities with it.
And kings do outrank princes.
Exactly. So he'd go from the Prince of Prismere to the Monarch of Witchlight.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
that I like better. I like that a lot better.
and we
Yeah.
know that the Witchlight has strong ties to the Hourglass Coven and to Zybilna as well. So again, that's another point in our favor. And
I like that one better.
and
I like that one a lot
what I
better.
was thinking is we challenge him to 5 contests, best 3 out of 5, and each of us goes in for one of the contests. For yourself, Tanwen, I was thinking an archery contest, because I reckon you can outshoot any of them. For myself, I was thinking some sort of acrobatic or juggling or something, that uses my dexterity. Rodolfo, I was thinking something that maybe involves like how charismatic you can be. Maybe a lying contest or a bragging contest or something.
You remember when
Rodolfo's
you
pretty good at bragging.
remember when you was children? You made that game. You played that game.
The rhyme
at the
game.
carnival. Yeah.
The rhyme game could be another one. We'd have to explain that. How good are you at rhyming, Rodolfo? Because that was your predecessor, Egbert, who did that.
Or riddling is another common thing in the Feywild.
Riddles could be another one, a riddle contest.
It's up to
Honestly,
you.
Yes, riddles, or perhaps some sort of, I don't know, intellectual debate or
yeah, that's sort of one.
storytelling, something
I'm
like that.
thinking that if each of us can come up with a
Trivia.
contest
Mhm.
that we think that Agdon would be confident at himself in, like to brag about, sort of thing. Like, because the reason I'm thinking maybe some sort of charisma-based thing is we know that he's had his whole, he's got his song about himself. He clearly likes to talk about himself.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if there's something that maybe we could do with that. Nox, I was, as we were saying, you could potentially, using one of your transformations, try to race him, or race one of his Harengon. And then Xaxx, the only thing that came to mind was a cooking contest, but probably
I'm
not.
really more of an eater than a cooker.
Well, how about
You've
an
got the
eating?
tray.
Actually, no, that's not a bad idea. I mean, you've got quite the strong stomach from what we've seen. Like,
Don't say cooking, say produce food.
no, I'm thinking
Or-
we challenge him
Oh.
to an eating contest.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
If he's anything like other Harengon, he's probably got quite the appetite, so...
Okay. How do we get him to agree to these particular contests?
Well,
He won't let us set the terms. Maybe he wants to have everything be a wrestling and arm wrestling, and then
certainly
weightlifting.
Well, that's why we need to play
Let's not
into
go
his
into-
arrogance with the message, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, stroke his ego, play him up a little bit, right?
Yeah, use the boggart to distract most of the people. We sneak in. Don't go in fighting, go in sneaking. Get to the throne room and declare that we're there to take his throne because we have a king. And then when he protests, we say, "All right, then we'll fight you. We'll challenge you for it. Our king
Yeah.
against your prince." And
Our
our
monarch.
king.
He's not a king. He's
Well,
a monarch.
Yeah.
yeah, but our monarch versus his prince.
Yes.
We figured that our monarch outranks him, therefore our monarch should be in charge. And if we don't go in fighting, he may be more intrigued, but we can use the Bogart to distract the guards and everything, sneak in, and when we're
Well,
there
the
in
problem.
the
If we are going to go for this contest, I'm not sure that we need the Bogwart, because
Yeah.
we only need him to get rid of troops, you know. But if we are not
Yeah.
going to fight army to army, then you know.
Yeah, I think what our best move should be is if we can sneak up to near the tollway, find one of the Harengon by themselves, or maybe just a couple of them, knock them out, and then basically give them the message to take back to Agdon. That way we're showing that we're at least still a threat, but clearly because we're not willing to fight in open battle, we're desperate.
well, the other thing is to just walk boldly up. If they try to double cross it, just walk up. The monarch of the Witchlight Carnival is here to assume his rightful throne.
I mean
And then
that's not a bad idea, because if we go in there like that, maybe ask to be taken to him, say we're invoking the rule of hospitality. Because Agdon might be brave enough to go against the rules straight away, or say he will, but I don't think the rest will.
And if one of us has the Bogart hidden, we can always use that as a distraction if we need to get away.
Yeah, the problem with the bog wart, or the
Isn't
bog
it a
thing,
frog right now?
it is, but we don't know how long that'll last. And currently, there's also the fact that it was knocked out. So even if it turns back to normal, it's not going to be in much of a condition to fight.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's the potential that if the thing wears off and it manages to rest up overnight, we could then try to lure it there and try to get it with that. But then we're putting ourselves in danger to get it back to Frog. I mean, I love the idea of unleashing that on them. That's just hilarious to me. But I'm not sure how... Wait. Unless...
Well, okay. So where's the frog right now? Is it still at the well?
We locked it back behind the gate in case it popped back to normal and woke up.
Yeah, I was, okay.
We also...
Because it would have been cool if you could have, proved your power by transforming that simple frog into the giant creature.
True. I mean, potentially the way I was thinking of trying to invoke my power, if I can manage it, would be to invoke the wings and stuff to show that magical power.
Okay.
And we've obviously shown that we can beat him, or we have beaten him in the past, but clearly if we're going in by these methods, it makes us look desperate, which is ideal for this, because it makes us look weaker, which makes him more likely to go for the idea, because it's like, I can do this easily, and even if but it's not going to be easy. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time to prep. I mean, what we could do is, if we name 3 challenges and say that he gets to name the other 2, but then we'd have to make sure that we'd have to hope that at least one of us can handle that competition. None of them appear very physically strong, so I doubt it's going to be like weightlifting or anything like that. They seem, if they're anything like me, they're more...
Love you. None of you are particularly strong either.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. If they're anything like me, then they're more speed, agility, precision.
Mm. Yeah.
So, but
I mean, do we just let him choose and hope for the best and hopes that we are strong enough to do this? I that is very risky.
we could give him a in order to play to his ego, what if we give him a list of things like above 5 and tell him to pick 5 out of those, but we're confident in all of the ones in the list?
I like that better. We'll let you
Yes.
choose from a list of things.
Yeah.
Or not we'll let you, because that sounds
Yeah, we would
you
in
know,
order
you
to
will have the you'll have the right to choose. You have the right to choose the challenges. We have the right to provide the list.
yes. So
we can maybe frame it as like the traditional way that a monarch is chosen. You know, you have to win at these things.
I was
Yeah.
going
You
to say,
become the
yes,
monarch.
we say that where we come from, this is how it is done, and you know,
yes.
Yeah.
Which
so he
means
doesn't
that
question the rules of the games that we are making up.
Which means we could then play into that further. If he's heard of Witchlight and knows of the Witchlight Carnival, then maybe we should focus our list on carnival games.
Okay,
A
I
snail
like
race.
that. I like that. Yes.
Giant
Yeah.
snail race.
I mean, if we could, I mean, they were trying to catch a giant snail, so possible. But then you've
There
got
are-
things like we did that thing with like I think it was your friend Xaxx, where we threw the rings over the rabbit thing.
Oh yeah, the ring toss.
Yeah, then you've got classic things like knocking things off. What else? Like a coconut shy sort of thing. What else could be fun
Yes.
little games? I mean, obviously
There-
the eating
We did hide and
contest.
seek. The hide and seek. We did the hide and seek.
Hide and seek is another good one.
Wasn't there a riddle contest? And
There was a rhyming contest. There was the maze. We sort of had a riddle contest of sorts with which we could still go for, the riddle contest with the carousel to some extent, if you think about it, because that was riddles to solve.
I like this idea very much. This is very
Yes.
much on theme and makes sense.
Yes.
There was the lazy river thing where you sort of sit there and go around in a circle. We could play that game.
But I don't know how we'd turn that into competition unless a swimming race.
No.
But what else could be interesting? So obviously you've got races, you've got tests of accuracy, obviously you've got tests of strength, but none of us. Maybe we should at least put one of those on there, because even if he does go for it, we can beat him in the rest. We don't want to put all of our eggs in like accuracy contests, for example.
Also, it is less suspicious if there is at least one strength contest, because he would expect that.
Yeah, so maybe a board breaking contest. I mean, because you even without strength, you could do that with precision.
Yes.
You hit it the right way.
What about those ones where you guess a person's age? Or you guess their weight? There's some way to trick that.
A guessing contest of some sort would not be.
Or there is often fortune telling. I don't know how you turn that into a game, but
wasn't there the red light green light game that we played too? We could something like that.
That's not a bad idea either. That's a simple enough one. And that way we could even make that a team event so he can get some of his best Rengon involved. And that makes him less like it's relying all on him. of us were musical in any way, then there's obviously a music contest. We do have Elmer as potentially helping in exchange for, as we probably won't need it much, he would do it in exchange for the canoe, but he would also lend us his decanter, which could be useful.
Yeah.
There have got to be
Producing water competition.
exactly. There have got to be games where you are allowed to take one trinket with you, and that can help you. And we say, oh, we are taking this flask. It is very harmless.
Maybe, I mean, we could do
The lazy river. You add the lazy river plus the water thing, and it pushes you along in the
a
race.
boat race rather than a swimming race, and then you could use that as like propulsion almost.
Exactly. Yes.
You could also do maybe some sort of balance contest, like acrobatics or trapeze.
Or like what do you call that when you have to go over the things and under the things? Obstacle course.
Obstacle
Right?
course.
And you can use your wings to get over the obstacles and
That's true.
It's like a cheat.
Yeah, I mean, we probably want to do it with as little cheating as possible, and only pull them off if they cheat first, sort of thing. Because we don't want.
But you say you have you don't say that it is a cheat. You say having gone in Tarquin, you have to get over this obstacle course, and you just happen to know that you will have an advantage that he does not know about. It's not a cheat. You just you don't ban wings.
Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe use that if we're desperate, but not use it unless it's necessary, because we don't want them to pull you clearly cheated on that one, you had an unfair advantage, blah blah blah, that match should be void, sort of thing.
Well, if it's not, we want to stack the deck. It's not against the rules. Don't know.
But I think these were all good potential suggestions.
Your bath is ready, by the way.
Dude, you're like going crazy up there. Is everything all right?
Yeah, so I was on a bit of a run. It was simple prestidigitated druidcraft, that was all. I'm just making little illusions.
Gentlemen, do you mind if we come back to this in a little bit?
Go for it. Everyone can do a freshen up. You ladies go first, and then we'll take turns freshening up or whatever.
Okay.
Just
leave us some water. We will need to refresh as well. It has been a very messy.
I will actually clean it out the way I did. Last time. We'll make sure you've got clean water.
Thank you. Did I hear you talking about how many competitions you were doing?
Yes.
There's only 2 options in my head.
We are
That's
happy
either
about any
3 or 8.
Oh yes, go by.
Yeah, because it's a Feywild thing. Yeah.
But 8 contests. I mean, I'm not even sure I could come up with that many, but 3 seems.
Yeah, so in that case, 3 seems to be a comfortable number.
So if we come up, how about we come up with 8 contests, and he has to pick 3 from that list.
I like
that. Works.
I think we can do
then
that.
That plays into both numbers. We play into fate, and we play into the rules of 3.
I like that.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds like you have a lot already on the table, but
yes, we just need to narrow down that list. Nox, are you joining Tanwen in the bath, or are you waiting till after? I'm not sure what the plan is.
Yeah, I'll go with Tanwen in the bar.
Okay.
The main reason I ask is the moment that you're gone, Tarquin goes, wouldn't it be awkward if they turned back into Solomon whilst they were in the bath?
That's the kitchen, my dear. You want to go up the stairs? All right. Well, as you guys sort of began to bed down for the evening.
I do want to talk to Sue once everybody
Okay.
sort of has gone up on their own. I want to wait till
I-
everybody's gone up and be,
Yeah,
be the
Tarquin's
last
gonna,
I
one.
do too.
Tarquin's gonna
Oh.
go up and investigate the bedroom because he's curious about this tree, as we have said before.
Well,
Yeah, see,
All
just
right.
go a little bit higher. Move. There's a little door at the very top edge.
That's all right. She's got it.
Hi, I am getting dressed, but I'll
Oh,
give you a moment of privacy to get in.
I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to walk in on you while you were
No,
undressing.
no. I actually took my bath and just got out. So while you were downstairs talking to the guys, so you can
Okay.
sit in there and have it all to yourself. And if you want company, I can give you privacy by sitting here with my back to you and we can talk, or I can leave and let you just have a few minutes of blessed peace, whichever you prefer.
The blessed peace does sound quite inviting.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest, my having a couple of minutes to myself was wonderful. So enjoy your bath and we'll see you in the bedroom tonight.
Thank you, Tanwen.
All right. So you each go about cleaning yourselves up and such. Tarquin, you find the bed. The strange tree still fast asleep again. But the mattress has been made and the pillows plumped up.
Yeah.
It looks very comfy in here, and you got a nice soft greenish brown. Feels very flat, even though you'd normally expect it to be kind of lumpy. It's very flat in here.
Yeah, Tarquin is going to tie a bit of cloth to the end of his quarterstaff and tickle the nose of the
Yeah.
tree, see what happens.
Oh my goodness.
Knock, knock, knock.
Come in,
Is anybody in our room?
Come in, I'm just tickling a tree.
The tree seems to resist. You can swear you see maybe just a little twitching.
I knew it. I will break you, tree, but in a mental way.
I won. This is a great room. I didn't get a chance to come in it the last time, but this is a great room.
Yeah, the last time the branches almost seemed to be cuddling me, and they were worried the tree was going to eat me, but I think this tree is... I mean, you can see it sort of has a face, and I just tried tickling it on the nose, and it's definitely trying to pretend it's not a sentient creature, but I'm sure it is.
Well, Tarquin, rabbits are very cuddly creatures.
That is true.
It maybe just wanted to cuddle up with you, but I'd be worried about it eating me too.
Yeah. Tarquin just sort of goes, and he's going to once again try to tickle it, but go for like inside the nostril.
Oh, yuck.
What looks like a nostril, because it's kind of got like this little like bit there. Oh, it's strong of will. He's just like, clearly it's not ticklish, or not as ticklish as I was like. Maybe I'm just tickling it in the wrong place.
You said when you laid in the bed, it did that? Maybe if you lay in the bed and try.
Ah, good idea. Tarquin will lay down on the bed and reach up and tickle it under the chin.
All right, under the chin, you might find its weak spot there. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, you hear this. You definitely start to hear a sort of kind of grimacing. And you swear you see it sort of twitch and the bark reshifts itself, trying to pull away from the chin.
Tarquin says, "I'll stop tickling if you're willing to talk to me."
Fine.
Finally. So, I just wanted to rule, honestly, I just wanted to get to the bottom of it. Last time I was in here, you seemed to be cuddling up to me, which I appreciated. I mean, would have been nice for you to ask first, but I get it. But the others were worried you were going to try to eat me. Were you going to try to eat me? And be honest.
Eat. I don't eat your kind.
So if we were to sleep on here, you're not going to, like, try to crush me or suffocate me or something?
No.
What, oh wait, no, that's probably a... What can we call you? Rather than what is your name?
Our names... We have, not the same naming process as humanoid kind. But I suppose a nickname is allowable. Let's see. You can call me Oaken Herb.
Oh, I like that. Well, you can call me Tarkas. And this is
Winnie.
Winnie. Yeah, that's a good one.
He seems to frown. Maybe can see through the lie.
Well, it's not necessarily a lie. We're just returning. He gave a nickname, so we gave nicknames.
You know what? Winnie.
And we're hoping to win some contests. So, have you been...
Remind me of my younger sibling.
Oh. Well, good choice. So, yeah. So have you been here long, Oaken Herb?
Longer than I'd like, yeah.
So are you trapped?
I am supposed to be temporary. I was only meant to be a sort of exhibit to spruce up the room for a while. But that while has stretched on.
How are you being kept here?
I am not being kept, but rather our way home is closed off to us.
Are you not from hither then?
No, I'm from thither.
And because of the whole situation going on, you can't get back there until it's resolved here, basically.
It is as you say.
Well, then it might please you to know that we are trying to deal with that situation.
We see a slight upturn to the edges of its mouth. I do long to go home.
Oh, we all long to go home. I mean, and we also long to have everything that was taken from us, which includes our homes. In some cases.
You plan to go to thither?
Yes. Once we've dealt with the current ruler here, we hope to go to Tither and then Yon. Is that the third one?
A ghastly place. Nice. Stay away from there.
Well, we're hoping to eventually deal with all 3 problems and fix things.
If that is so, then we will need to appease the guardians of thither.
Ah, and who are the guardians?
We are my kind. The trees bar the way.
Okay.
The trunks are the bars of a cage. You will not find entry unless you know the correct pass phrases and counter phrases.
Can you teach us those?
It looks at you with tired eyes.
I'm sure that I can help you, but
first we need to do something for you.
It thinks and ponders for a moment. It says,
I am not supposed to be able to simply give anyone the answer. But you promised to return us. That much is payment, I guess.
Yes, we plan to deal with the thing that is blocking you, which should then allow you to return, I believe.
A promise could be broken, though. I will do this. I will help you halfway. Does this seem fair?
Tarquin considered this. How about you help us halfway as like to seal the bargain, and then when we hold up our end, you help us the other half.
it thinks for a moment.
You know, so it's kind of a down payment from yourself, and then we get
roll a persuasion check.
Why did I not give myself proficiency in this?
Okay. So it thinks long and hard for what seems like a long time. You almost have to nudge it to see if it's still awake.
How about this?
I will do this. I will give you the phrases, but I will not tell you what they are phrases to. That much you can work out on your own.
Okay, so basically you'll give us the passwords, but we need to work out when to use each, basically.
Right.
Okay.
And then when you come to meet my brethren, you will simply have to place the phrase to the right question.
Okay, and I'm hoping that there'll be some sort of hint within the phrase and counter phrase to see which one links. It's not going to be something really obscure like the whale barks at the moon, the frog swims in the ocean.
They are more to gauge a traveler's intentions.
Okay.
So, they are in couplets. The first phrase,
Or variant.
you will actually be only asked one question, but you will need to know all 3 in case you are asked any potential variant.
Okay, that makes sense.
The first, the phrase you need to reply is, or so they say. And the second part to this phrase is a price I'll pay. Does that you understand?
So,
This is the first couplet.
And that will be in a response to something that they say. So they say 2 lines, we say 2 lines back.
They ask one line, you repeat one line. They ask the second line, you repeat the second line. And that is, well, you don't repeat the line, you just, you say the counter phrase.
Yeah, I get it.
You will be allowed through.
Okay.
It then turns to you, Tanwen, and poses the second counter phrase and says,
The second phrase, there's only me. And the second part is, I guess you'll see.
There's only me. I guess you'll see. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
And the last, to walk the tree. To walk them, please.
To walk the tree, then walk, then please?
Mm-hmm.
Is what I've put in the log correct?
yes.
Okay.
To walk them, please, yeah.
I thought that.
Them.
Oh, them,
yeah.
rather than then.
Yeah. So, yeah, you got it. That's it. And you'll be asked question, and then you reply phrase, then question, reply phrase, and then that's it. They're couplets.
Okay, so basic, which means we'll potentially be able. But they're rhyming couplets, which means that it won't be all 4 lines have a rhyme. It'll be, but the first line that they'll say a line which will rhyme with the third line, but won't necessarily rhyme with the second and fourth.
Maybe you'll see. That's all that you've got though.
Yeah.
You've got half the thing, and you've got the phrases as sort of a half meet you halfway.
Yeah.
He says,
you have promised to open the way, and for that, you have those phrases. You simply need to reply to the right question. Now, I am very tired.
I will let you go back to your sleep. You have my gratitude for your assistance, and
you know your manners well,
and for following the rules of reciprocity as well.
You will do well in the Feywild.
And they begin to close their eyes. All right.
Yeah.
And I guess that is you guys done. I'm going to jump back down to Xaxx and Rodolfo because you've got 2 Harabraks here. She's just cleaning the top of the tables, kind of hanging around.
Yeah, I didn't have anything particular that I wanted to discuss. I just kind of wanted to spend a few moments at the end of the day, like, talking with her, like, as a business person, be like, so how's business been? Like, do you find that, people are using more gold or more trinkets? Are a lot of people traveling? A lot of people leaving? This sort of very, yeah, he wants to just talk business, but just in a general commiseration way, to kind of make a friend of her, or like not necessarily any striking any deals, but he just wants to convey that, like, I'm like you, I have a business too, and I know how hard it is, that kind of thing.
Sure, you kind of gain a sort of rapport and bond a little bit over business. And,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
But at the end of the night, when he'll say, he'll just sort of totter off and say, I'll let you close up and leave Xaxx to whatever he has to do.
Thank you. You've been wonderful guests. I couldn't ask for more polite visitors into my inn.
Sometimes you just need someone who understands what it's like,
Yes.
Yes.
Those hobgoblins can be a little bit short, but they do pay well, and I get a good breakfast for them, supply of eggs and such.
Well, customers' money is always good, but some customers more pleasant than others. What can you do? This is life. Anyway, we
We've had a
should good
couple
night.
of
We'll see
brawls
you
in
in
here
the
as
morning.
well. But yes. Oh yes, good night.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
All right. And you begin heading up to bed?
I'll head up. Yep.
Alrighty.
Do, do, do.
And that just kind of leaves you, Xaxx, and she can tell that you're perhaps lingering a little longer than the others. And she looks at you, raising her eyebrow. She's old. She can potentially read people. She takes a seat next to you.
Hey.
What is it you wanted to talk about, Xaxx? You clearly got something on your mind.
Well,
Wrong door.
I feel like I gotta ask the question about the whole feet situation underneath the tavern. Like, how does that work?
She looks at you. She's gonna. I know. I'm gonna roll an insight check because she has her suspicions about something, and it might just speed up this conversation. A 15. Yeah, she kind of goes as a guess. She goes, "You've seen them, haven't you?"
Yes, I have.
I thought you had snuck off in the kitchen. Well,
It was just general curiosity, nothing malicious. But I did have some questions about them. But also I noticed that in the fireplace fire pit downstairs, there's moonstone down there, and I had
indeed.
questions about that as well. So I hope you don't mind if I feel like I'm prying. But I was just curious about those two things.
Well, as the cat's out of the bag, I guess I have some explaining to do. Could be quite a shock to those who don't understand the properties of such spells. But the ones you saw there, those spirits and those moonstones, they are connected. The moonstone has a property, you see. Seems to be in touch with spirits, either able to conjure them or attune to them. I'm not sure the full extent of the moonstone's powers, but I'm aware that it seems to have a connection to lost souls and maybe perhaps lost beings in general. And she looks at you inquisitively. What is your interest in moonstones?
Well, and I pull out the moonstone amulet that I have. Well, there's this. I carry a piece of moonstone around with me everywhere I go. And then we went to another place in Hither, and there was a large piece of moonstone there, and I felt the connection with it there stronger than I had here, maybe because I was there for longer. But I mean, I feel drawn to the moonstone wherever I am. Uh, you know, maybe I'm one of those lost souls, lost people. I don't know.
Maybe. It's sort of what inspired the name, you see. The wandering in at the end of the road. These spirits have met their end of the road, but I could sense a wanting in them. They
So
continue to
are they dead?
linger. They are. They continue to wander. And my inn allows them to do that. It's sort of a mutual benefit. They're able to transport my home, and yet they're able to continue to exist on this plane and wander. And they keep themselves company. I hear them gossiping sometimes.
So they're not like trapped here against their will or anything. They just sort of they want to do this.
They are and they aren't. You see, spirits
in the afterlife, they tend to cling to something. They call it unfinished business. Normally, that's a place or a person if it's something that perhaps a lost love or a vengeful spirit. But for some, they have an attachment to a place or thing. It's not until those are returned or somehow consecrated that they are not put to rest. The wandering souls here are attached to the inn. They cannot leave, but yet the inn also allows them to move, to wander. So it's a complicated answer to your question. They
That's
are both
okay.
stuck
I'm
here.
not sure I fully
Both.
understand it, so it's okay.
I'm not sure I fully understand the extent of the Moonstone's power either, but it is that which allows me to sort of conjure these spirits and bind them to here. They are perhaps bound to the Moonstone itself.
And you found the Moonstone, or it came into your possession somehow while you were here? Or was it
Uh,
always with the tavern?
I found it, wandering myself. And not here, however. Thither is where I found it, which is where my inn often wanders the most. I would long to return. I have some duties to return to, I guess. Some promises to uphold. But anyways, thither is where I found them. There is,
There's more Moonstone there.
there is.
We need to
Deep
get
in the
there.
forest, you will find sort of, I guess, a crater of sorts. It's still glowing at night. It's perhaps it's got a connection to the other moonstones. Maybe they were all one whole, but this chunk fell into the forest and with quite an impact, I will tell you now. It's almost like a meteorite.
I've heard that before.
I can draw up a crude map if you wish to seek it out.
That'd be very kind of you. Thank you. You know, I never felt this kind of connection with the Moonstones, the different Moonstones that I was with before. Not until I came to hither. You know, they'd sort of be around and they'd have a presence, but I'd never felt this kind of a connection before. Never felt the power that they had, you know, before. Really,
Mm.
I always just thought it was just like a talisman, a symbol of the faith, and you know, nothing more than that. But maybe there's more to it.
You say you found one here and hither?
Yeah, yeah.
And what
There's
power would you say that one possessed?
well, it was hard. It's hard to describe the power that it has, but if I think hard, I can sort of connect back to it.
Hmm.
You
Did it have
know,
any
I can.
did it have any effect on the surrounding area?
Yeah, there was. I mean, there's some musical stuff. There was some other little things. I couldn't really describe it. I couldn't really figure out what was going on at the time. So I
Hmm.
thought, you know, maybe I would keep looking or keep seeing what was going on. But I really don't know a whole lot about it. So I'm being honest. I'm trying to figure it all out.
I did
You
also
know, my
sorry to interrupt you. You do remember though the lake was crystal clear, unlike the rest of the murky
oh yeah.
swamps. Yeah. Um, it
Oh
kind of
yeah.
looked like
Yeah.
the water had purified by the stone, but
that was kind of a sort of minor effect that was just in the area, but seems like she's asking for a reason, and she says, "Well, the moonstone around thither also seemed to have a sort of aura about it, changing the surrounding area, and that's how when I realized I could put it to use. This, whether it be summoning spirits of lost souls or purification, it seems the powers of this moonstone are not singular, but rather a vast tapestry, I guess. Almost like a changing personality.
Well, the moon has, changing phases. Or maybe it's
Oh,
something similar to that. I don't know. Well,
well,
the moon that's still up there.
I
I
like that
guess.
theory. Hmm.
I
Well,
wonder, could I ask you something a little odd? I know I tend to do that.
of course, ask.
Instead of spending the night upstairs with the others in the room, could I spend the night downstairs with the moonstone
Hmm.
after I clean up and have a bit of a bath, because we did get kind of dirty there. But would
Hmm.
would would that be possible? Would you? I'm happy to pay. You know, if there's something I can give you in payment for another room, I guess.
Roll a persuasion check there, Xaxx. Wow,
Oof, good.
that's a good roll. She says, "Well, I don't normally rent out that basement as a private living space, but you seem eager. You seem to really have a
Curious.
connection, a bond,
Yeah.
and I suppose I'll ask you this then. If you keep it a little secret, what's what's going on here, and at least you probably told the rest of your friends, but if you keep it
They
a
know
secret,
they know
I
some
think
of it. They don't know all of it. I'll
right.
say. Yeah. I mean, they don't know what you just told me now.
In that case, I'll allow it.
Okay.
But
And should I keep all this conversation, quiet between us?
yes, you can say we did chat about your interests. That's not a lie.
Okay. I appreciate this a lot. Um, is there some sort of payment that you need?
She says, um, as I say, I only take payment for renting out the rooms. The basement, however, that's a conversation gets cut short as Nox walks down the steps. Oh, hello. Did you
Hi.
enjoy your bath?
I did. I feel really refreshed now.
Oh, excellent.
So what's all this then? What's going on?
Oh,
Just
you
just
know,
finishing up the dinner slowly. I'm gonna go, waiting for my turn to go have a bath.
The bath's free if you want to go up there.
Okay, I'll go up. Thank you, Sue, for the conversation. I really appreciate the cooking tips and the pie ideas that you just gave me. I'll
no
head up.
worries. She says to Nox as he goes up the stairs, my goodness, he doesn't seem to have an end to his stomach. Do Dragonborn all eat like that?
I'm not sure how many stomachs the Dragonborn actually have. I'm not sure if
Ah,
they're like the fables of these little halflings, that seem to have like a main meal kind of stomach, and then they have like a, a dessert kind of stomach. It's
I
weird.
see. All right. No, that makes sense now.
Uh,
Ah, well, how can I help you? Are you looking for a midnight snack or
Or are you looking for a talk?
I could do with a midnight snack. It's been a while since I've eaten, I think. I'm not sure if Solomon has eaten recently, but
Not sure what you mean, but yes, I'll rustle you up something. She's probably
thank
not fully aware of the complication you got. But what does Nox want as a quick snack?
what's on the menu?
Um, she's got hmm, uh, she's got some fruit and nuts, as most every druid does, but something light would be best. So she
Yeah,
probably, and you don't want to eat something salty. That'll
no,
oh,
just
hmm.
just something nice and light, maybe a little bit sweet. So the fruit and nuts kind of
Oh,
sound
okay.
like a
All right then.
suitable snack for a druid.
Yeah, she puts it out on the table and help yourself.
Oh, thank you. I just like took into this little bowl of fruit and nuts, squirreling away.
Oh, you've kind of remind me of me when I was younger. Just sort of a free spirit.
Yeah, pretty much like that. I kind of do what I want.
That's what I was like. I couldn't stand the rules and but people telling me what to do and how to do it. And you know
Yeah,
what? I just thought I'll do it my way, and I set out to
make
make my
your own
own.
rules. Oh, we finished each other's sentence.
She laughs. What are you going to start your own in next?
That sounds like a pretty good idea. I'll have to explore more of the world, maybe a
Oh.
bit more of the Feywild. See if I can put down any roots.
Eh, she druid casts some roots into the air that snatches some berries out of the bowl. She says, "What would you call your inn if you had one?"
Hmm, this is a very interesting question.
What kind of
Oh,
theme would it have?
I think it would reflect myself, like with lots of wildlife and branches and flowers and everything. I kind of had
Hmm.
a similar sort of thing when I grew my own grove, but then
Oh,
it
oh,
kept getting
grow.
destroyed, and it was
Oh,
very confusing. But yeah, hopefully, if I like pioneer to this
hmm.
own brand of inns, um, yeah, hopefully it won't have the same sort of effect. Um,
Goodness, what happened to your grove? Destroyed? You say? That's
like
awful.
I've been blacking out off and on for a while
Oh,
now.
hmm.
Since I'd say probably since I was around 8 years old, something like that. Um, I went to the carnival with my friends who were upstairs, I think, and I've not been the same since. I keep blacking out, and like when we all kind of split up, I did my own thing for a few years. I made this grove, and then every time I'd black out, it like all the plants would be withered and dead and frozen, and
It's awful.
it was weird, really, really weird.
Don't know much about your situation, the blackouts and everything, but you said since you've been to the carnival?
yeah.
I have a guess. Hmm. But what I can help with is perhaps once your mind is a little bit more stable, I guess. So once you've cleared the fog out, perhaps you can try this if you want a more permanent sort of grove. And she reaches out behind the shelving, pulls out a small little pouch, reaches in. Yeah, yes, this is the one.
and she hands you a white-looking berry, and it's small, round, and I think you would recognize it as just being a druid yourself. And she says, "Here, from one druid to another, if you plant this, if you're able to grow it, nurture it, and able to get an abundance of these, then you'll eventually be able to perhaps create your own druid grove and keep it more well tended to. You could even keep it guarded." And she hands you a mistletoe berry.
Oh, thank you so much. I will offer you an egg in this trying time.
Oh, that's brilliant. That'll make an excellent breakfast.
I couldn't live with myself if I didn't offer anything back in return, such is the way of the Feywild and whatnot.
You know the rules well.
And I am a Fey, so yeah.
Well, keep looking after that. And remember, when you're wise enough and you've learned the ways, that berry will serve you well. You can honestly, you can create an entire grove, guardians and abundance of nature, wildlife.
Wait. That'll be brilliant.
I think you do need one other thing, but you'll have to acquire the other part yourself. A golden sickle.
Golden sickle.
Maybe. We might be. Hold on, let me think. And she brings out a large tome. Let me see here. I was licking her fingers and flipping the corners of the pages. Druid Grove 5E. Let's see. Yes. Yes, you're going to need a lot of mistletoe. Nope, you don't need the golden sickle. I did that part for you. You're all good. Just get this planted, grow enough mistletoe, and yeah. You'll have to keep casting the spell, and once you invoke the natures of spirits for long enough, the area will become as you envision it. And you can even look up the spell if you would like. It's called Druid Grove. It's a 6th level Druid spell, but it's a very peculiar material component that you need for it. It's mistletoe, which
Mistletoe.
has been harvested with a golden sickle under the light of a full moon. So, thankfully, she has got some like that. But anyways, it's a long-term thing, something for the far future. Now, old bones are starting to creak. I'd best head up to my attic. Come on,
Yeah.
I'll show you
Let's
something.
Oh.
Just you.
Oh. Let's go.
Up here. Up the ladder.
Ah!
Quiet now. Oh, sorry. Xaxx, you really ought to close the door when you're in the bath.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. While I have you here, Knox, can you, when you go back to the others, can you just let them know that I've rented my own room for the night? I just need some private time.
Okay, that's no problem. I'll let them. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And up to the attic you go.
Let's go.
Yeah, she shows you her own little humble abode. And
It's a gigantic owlbear.
you can hug him if you like. He's very soft.
What is this thing here? This pointy gold horse. Is this the alicorn?
She looks at you. Oh, I'm impressed. You know what a unicorn's horn is.
Yes.
Unfortunately, no, I would never behead and hang up a unicorn's head. That'd be ghastly. No, this is simply a replica of a beautiful sight I once saw in Thither. Oh, goodness. If you could only see the waters of the wayward pool.
They glisten with all the magic of the Feywild. A wondrous sight there was once blessed upon mine eyes. A unicorn of exquisite beauty. There, treading the waters of the lake, like a legend from storybooks. I tried to get a closer look, but I find myself sort of repelled. Before I could try to force my way through, I saw the image sort of vanish away, like it was perhaps just all a dream. She sighs with a longing sort of tone.
Have you heard anything about this unicorn since?
They are very reclusive creatures. If you are even blessed with the sight of one, it is only because it will allow you to see it. And I would say that it has to be real. It has to be. I know it. What I saw wasn't a dream, as dreamlike as it felt. There is one there. Unicorns are deeply emotional creatures. They can sense good and evil in those who come close to their domain. Perhaps that's why I was lucky enough to see one, because I was pure of heart or something. I don't know. She kind of blushes, but they're also protectors, guardians of the forest, I suppose, making sure that evil is kept at bay.
Yeah.
And she continues to tell stories into the night about her younger days as a budding druid, and you can see she's got a little map drawn out by the looks. She's got something of a crude outline of thither, and she's kind of drawn out some roads that she often would take when the Wandering Inn was back in that place. And on it, you can see she's marking something. I just got to mark this as a reminder. She marks like a rock. It's kind of like a silvery rock, and she just circles it. Almost forgot. But yes, she lights some incense sticks just to sort of make a calming, relaxing scent into the air. It will get everyone's drowsy. And also, she puts up her fishing line for the next morning. See if we can get something for them to go with that egg of yours.
Yeah. Some fish and eggs.
But yeah, otherwise, she hangs out with you for into the early hours.
I'm getting a bit tired now, so I think I'm gonna head down and see if I can find a bed.
Of course, yes.
But it's been
It's
great.
the
to talk
last
to
room
you.
on the right, I think you want.
That's great. Right. Good night then, and
Good night, good twilight.
bye.
And yeah, she jumps into her own bed. All right, and you head down the corridor and find your friends. There they are, all finding their own little comfortable space in the corners of the room there. All right, and Xaxx, you are going into the basement, of course.
Oh no.
Oops.
There we go.
Okay. Cool.
Knox, is that you?
Hi, Tanwen.
Hi.
Are we a cuddle puddle?
Yeah, we didn't set up a schedule because we talked to the tree, and the tree seems to be really cool, and it's not going to eat us.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I also managed to get some information to help us when we eventually go from hither to thither.
Yeah, but
Further.
can we go back and
Yeah.
get some sleep? All right. Night.
Yeah.
Is Xaxx okay?
I think he was gonna go to the basement
No, wait, didn't specify that. You just said you got his own room. But yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he got
Or
his
are you
own.
going to be a snitch?
I'll see y'all in a few hours then. Wake me if there's a crisis.
There's a chance Nox overheard the conversation and just slips up. But anyways, I can imagine you would do that.
Yeah, it sounds like a Nox kind of thing to do.
Because,
Whoopsies.
well, head in the clouds. Alrighty. So you guys begin to take your long rest and dream of the day ahead of you. Meanwhile, Xaxx, come down into the cold basement, and it is definitely cold. There's a chill in the air, but it doesn't seem like it affects these spirits. They don't seem to be wearing much clothing at all, in fact. Their forms do appear to be more translucent now that you're closer up to them. And indeed, they are kind of gossiping amongst themselves. Oh, Doc! It's that Dragonborn. They're back.
Hi, everybody. Don't mind me. Just do your own thing. I'm just gonna sort of chill here for a while.
Ah. Are you allowed down here?
I was given permission. Yes.
Ah. Did Harabrax say that we are to move during the rest? Or are we staying put?
I don't think I was given any specific instructions,
Hmm.
but if you want to move, because I get the sense that maybe you do want to move, if you could take us towards the what is it called, the lock, the tollway, the tollway.
Tollway. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
if you could
we've
take us
been there.
towards that, I mean that would be good if you guys want to.
We might wander there, if it takes our fancy. What do we say, everyone? To Brigand's Tollway? And they sort of say, yes, yes, let's walk together. And they just seem to suddenly all fixate facing the wall, almost as if they can see through it. But you look around and just staring at a blank wall. And they continue to slowly march in turn. And yeah. Meanwhile, you're left to observe the silvery light that emanates from the moonstone, ever brighter the kind of closer you get to it. And indeed, you start to see a reflecting glow from your own moonstone.
I'm just gonna spend maybe touch it a little bit, but mostly spend as much time just trying to connect with it on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
And being with there and just sort of trying to connect with it and with the other moonstone up at the Watchers pool, and sort of trying to see if there's anything else I can sort of get from it.
Okay. You actually find yourself falling asleep very quickly, almost as if your meditation sort of slips you straight into a slumber. And it's in this sort of slumber that you feel the things that are on your mind are sort of playing out in images. You see the stone on your necklace sort of float away from you and then connect like a puzzle piece to the other moonstones here. You see them all kind of float up into the air. They start to spin and connect one by one, forming a spherical celestial body. And you see from the Watcher's pool, that stone rises up out of the water. All the water sort of purifies and spreads out across the swamp. And they all sort of form together into that sort of moon that you believe it was once a whole. And as it does, you sort of feel yourself drawn to it, like the gravity of the moon pulling you closer. And you feel like though the moon's trying to tell you things, but it wants to share something with you, and yet it only comes across as this sort of chiming sound that echoes in your own mind. It's still soothing and comforting, and you gain the idea that it doesn't perhaps need words to convey what it's trying to tell you. you sort of see it, you feel it, you hear it. All these senses are sort of activating as you witness the stream play out.
Did I get any sense of what it was saying?
Yeah, you can roll an insight check, sure. Perhaps
did
it. Okay, that's all right. 22, we'll say. Perhaps you sort of project that wanting to know in your own dream, and as such, the dream shifts, and you see the moon floating off into the distance above the night sky. And as you look down from it, you see that it's getting further away on a path, on a road. You see it winding, it forking, and yet the moon seems to guide you along the road, never straying too far from you, but as sort of a guiding light that you're always facing the silvery light reflecting off your scales to light the way. And you get the sense that it is comforting you that you may be lost, but going on this path, your path, you will find your way and you will find your answers. And you get the sense that it too is on this path with you, a sense of self-discovery. And the moon is following their own path just ahead of you, just ahead. And they're almost sort of saying, like, follow me.
The same path. We're okay.
Hmm.
All right, I'll sort of take that in, and with the comfort of that sort of dream, yeah, just keep sleeping there.
All right. And with that, all of you gain the benefits of a long rest. You can mark that on your sheets. And when you wake up, Xaxx, you feel you are connected. This place, this inn, these moonstones all piled here, giving off this glow like a load of coal. But the moonstone doesn't seem to be being used up or anything. But it does appear to be used almost like a fuel source. And you do know it contains power, like similar to that, like of a pearl of power. But yeah, you definitely sense that kind of power is fueling the spirits here, kind of what's binding them and conjuring them in the first place. And perhaps it gives you the idea of how to utilize your own moonstone in a similar fashion, summoning guardian spirits,
I was just thinking
weapons.
about that.
Yeah, there it is. That's why this is the perfect fit of the moonstones to sort of flavor it. Yeah, you feel awakened and inspired of new powers that your moonstone goddess possesses. All right.
Okay, good. I'm gonna try to head up as soon as I wake up. I'm gonna sort of take a quick moment, but I don't want people to know that I was in the basement, so I'll try to head upstairs.
Okay, no worries.
And then into the main area before anybody else gets up.
Uh-huh. Tarquin, you're fully rested as well. I'll just click that. And more importantly, you wake up feeling way more refreshed than the day
I
before.
have no exhaustion.
There is that spring in your step, and
Which reminds me, I should have technically rolled those couple of persuasion performance checks at disadvantage, but I failed anyway. So unless
do they need to take a dose of the medicine? Is it once every 8 hours, 12 hours, 24
it's
hours?
specifically before a long rest.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
So you'll take another one tonight. All right.
Yeah.
That's the one. In any case, Tarquin, you were sort of in the process of resting anyway, so I'm happy to sort of hand wave that. You don't have to do any retconning. You could have even done it in the morning if you'd decided. But yeah, you're feeling wide-eyed, bushy-tailed.
And Tarquin's just like, I feel so much better. This bed is fantastic. Thank you, Oak and Herb. You are very comfortable.
Hey, even the floor was comfortable with my backpack as a pillow. I was tired. It was nice to be clean and dry and safe, and boy, am I hungry. Are you hungry?
I
I'm
am
hungry
pretty
like Xaxx is
hungry.
hungry. Where is Xaxx? He must have gotten up early.
Well, Nox said they'd got their own rooms. They must have gone to another room or... Anyway, let's
Okay.
head downstairs and grab
Yeah.
breakfast.
Hey, Rodolfo, Knox, Tarquin and I are gonna go rustle up some breakfast. Do y'all want to get up or y'all want to sleep in a little bit more?
Hi,
No,
Alma.
I understand the food
Hello.
will be quite good, so yes,
Um,
might as well take advantage of hot rations while we can.
Yes. I'm
I'm
gonna go to the bathroom and head downstairs.
I agree with what Rodolfo said. I'm not gonna skimp out on the fresh rations.
Howdy, Xaxx.
Oh, hello, Tarquin. How are you doing?
I feel great.
Sorry.
I managed to speak to the tree.
The tree. Oh, the tree that was in the room? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got some information for when we want to go to the next area. Some phrases to use.
Oh, fantastic.
I've also had a few ideas about various contests we could do. We just need to narrow it down to 8. So you've obviously got the riddle contest. People seem quite keen on that, and I think that fits. A
Yeah,
foot race.
that's a you thing. You're really good at the riddles and whatnot. I'm maybe not so good at that one.
I can be. Foot race, an accuracy contest of some kind, which I was thinking would lead to Tanwen. A strength contest, but maybe where precision can apply, so something like a board breaking contest or something like that. And then maybe a ring toss, some form of balance or acrobatics contest on obstacle course,
Okay.
as was suggested. Hide and
Okay.
seek, again. Not sure how you do that
Fan favorite.
competitively, but tag, a bragging contest, a tug of war, and a capture the flag. Those are kind of the ideas. And of course the eating contest. I forgot to put that on the list.
Oh yeah, that you can't forget about that. That's the one, maybe the only one I might be good at, but yeah, we'll see what gets picked, right?
Yeah, I also thought I once saw someone play this dice game called Liar's Dice. But
You lie that there's dice?
you
Or they belong to a liar?
it's like you got dice underneath a cup and then you lie about how many like numbers there are, but it's not just your own numbers, it's like the other people's numbers, so you have to try to like read people and lie. So
Yeah, you'll have to explain to me how it works.
yeah,
'Cause
I need to
just
try
in
to
case we
remember
have to
it.
play it.
But I was thinking, because obviously we got all these big physical things like running, chasing, eating. So I was thinking something simple, like a dice game or something like that.
You're gonna put it all on the line on a game of chance, eh?
Well, maybe not necessarily a game purely on chance, but a game where it's chance, but with the Carnival Cards, why don't we just challenge him to a game of poker?
That's not a bad idea. Also,
That could work. I mean, chance and chaos has kind of worked really well for us, so
Yeah.
So I like the idea of challenging this long scarf to a competition, but I think overall, out of those first 3 plans you had, I think if you're trying to go up to them to talk to them straight away, probably is not going to go so well.
Yeah.
The brigands are definitely hostile.
That's
After your
why think our best move might be to knock out a couple of them and send them with the message.
That is also potential. Just bear in mind, though, the ones near the tollway are most loyal to Longscarf.
Oh. Yeah.
And he also might really not take your proposition seriously if you send a messenger. The idea I like the most is sneaking in,
and then challenge him face
him
to face.
Face to face.
I'm good at sneaking, so that works for me too.
If he calls everyone to his aid, then you challenging him
in front of
actually only proves you would be right. Like, if he calls for aid, then it kind of proves that he needs everyone, and that he's not really a true leader, and he's not as independent. And then it's just a really good. You'll catch him off guard.
It's a good. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we need. Tarquin thinks for a moment and goes, so what I'm thinking is, and this is something we'll need to test, is that cloth we found. If some of us can hide in there, like those who aren't as sneaky, then we don't need to rely on as many people being sneaky to get in.
That's true. Yes.
And
I don't know what this item is, but you might need to experiment with it.
Yeah.
Try to do a little test first.
Yeah, that was my thought. I don't want to.
Oh.
Yeah. So you've got the cloth, Rodolfo, and it still weighs as light as nothing. The inside of it is most definitely full of water, though. Still.
Okay.
So at least whatever's inside is completely weightless. You'll need to experiment if you can fit someone in, and if it does collapse with living people or whatever.
Tarquin went in. He went in like full on, right? He didn't just stick his head in. So we know
he poked his head in is what he's told. Is what he said, the exact words.
I mean, he can definitely go in. But
so we can breathe. We can breathe in it, right?
Yeah, but I'm thinking we need to get as close as possible and then get into the hole, because I'm wondering, because clearly when it's rolled up, or placed down, what's in it doesn't come out. So if I was,
why don't we test that?
Yeah.
Put it on the floor. I'll go in, and then roll it up, and I'll tell you what happens.
And we would hopes that you don't drown when all the water comes.
Maybe we need to take it outside and tip that water out.
That's probably a good idea too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't think. I forgot about the water. Yeah. Let's get rid of the water first.
Let's get rid of the water first, and then Yeah, I think we need to try it. So definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go outside and attempt this. You know where the door is, and let's have a look. Where is? Okay. Do get outside. You begin to it has dried off by the looks on the exterior at the very least, and you place it down on the ground, grabbing the corners of the cloth. You unravel it. A shadow spreads across the ground, as dark as night, and you'd imagine even holding a torch over wouldn't illuminate anything. It seems about 6 feet in diameter.
Do we want to get the water out first? Tip it on its side and see if that drains it?
Yeah, let's
Yes.
see if that
Yeah.
will even work.
Okay. Yep. You can. As you sort of lift up one side, it peels over the floor, but you can hear a sloshing noise as all the water begins to spill out and into the river that the inn is next to, I guess. And it finally begins to drain out all the way, and something, as you tip it all the way over, clatters out and onto the ground.
Wait, what?
See? Water and a prize.
Yes. I'll tell you what you can do.
Xaxx, what is it?
I'm not inside the thing, though, so we
No,
all
no, I
see
mean
it.
something clattered out on the ground near you. What is that?
Oh, I'll tell you in a second.
Okay, why don't you roll me on the Feywild trinkets table and find out. It should be on the rollable tables. Should be able to see it. Let me just check sure permissions are all good.
Where do I
Yeah.
find the rollable table?
Okay, so it should be the.
Got it.
Okay, and can you see the Feywild trinkets table in rollable tables folder? Cool.
Yep.
And then you should see a button at the bottom called roll. See what that is. Fake 3 dragon anti-card depicting a fairy dragon. Wow. Cool. It's
Oh, you knew a fairy dragon.
yeah. And I'll say even in addition to that, it's a violet purple dragon. Violet fairy dragon, just like Sir Talavar. In fact, it looks like Sir Talavar almost. Sort of got like that similar panache. Just minus the mustache.
Oh, it's a card of Sir Talavar. Maybe he's famous. We should have got his autograph or something. We could have used that.
Well, maybe next time we see him, we'll get him to sign the card.
Oh, makes it even double value.
Do
That's a good idea.
detect magic on the card just to see if it's a regular card.
Okay. It has an aura of illusion about it,
Ooh.
and it does seem magical. Probably why it survived the watering, like the waterlogged state in here.
Aw.
I wonder what it really is.
I don't know, but maybe we should hang on to it until we see Sir Talavar again.
Also, why would somebody lock this up and put it in a bottomless pit? Well, not bottomless, but you know what I mean. And why then would they chain that underwater and then put that under a sewer? I mean, it's a lot. They went to a lot.
Must be
Maybe
quite
they
valuable.
dropped it.
Maybe
Dropped it. It seems too deliberate.
Right. Xaxx, did you want to go in the hole, or shall I go in the hole? I mean, I'm a rabbit. I'm honestly feeling drawn to it.
I'll go in the hole. Yeah, that works.
You just want to dive in, animal instinct. But yeah,
I have the best eyesight, so if it's dark in there, I have the best eyesight. Right? So.
It's not even just animal instinct. It's just making me think of Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny.
Xaxx, you jump in. It's big enough that you can stand inside it, and there's, I will say, very faintly, only because you've got such good superior dark vision, you can see the outline. It is a cylindrical shape. It does have a bottom, and this space, it feels strange. Like it feels sort of extra dimensional in essence. Like the walls don't feel like any material you've ever felt. Sort of like silky, but not the texture of silk. Kind of like the texture of sort of like cloud. And then if you push against it harder, it becomes solid. It's bizarre, but as you're down here for a while, you are able to breathe. But after maybe 2 minutes, if you're down there that long, yeah, it does start to become a little bit more stale. And then if you're testing longer.
I'm gonna jump up. Can see if I can pop my head out.
Yep, you can. There's nothing stopping you when it's in this sort of state, unraveled. You easily pop your head out and you can see the others.
Hi. Oh. Hi. Oh. Hi.
It's just... hold on, I can do this. I can create this. Hold on, I'm gonna try and make it like a tile. I can't. Damn. Oh well. I was gonna make it overhead so it looked like Xaxx was actually popping his head up. But yeah, you can all imagine it. Xaxx is like a little rabbit in a hat, just popping his head up.
Jump up and grab the sides and sort of try to hang on the side, like how people hang on the side of a pool.
Yeah, it's easy enough.
Okay, so it's empty in there. It feels like a cloudy silk on the walls, but if you push, it gets hard, and then I don't know how long the air lasts, but it seemed to get stale after a bit. So you want to try rolling it up and see what happens?
Yeah. Why don't we roll it long ways, unroll it, and make sure you're okay, and then we can try for Rodolfo to fold it up and pick it up if you're okay with once we roll it long.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna drop back down. I'm gonna yell up to say to roll it, and then you can roll it up. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop back down, and
You
then
give it-
I'm gonna yell roll it up.
Okay, so
Can,
I'm gonna
can you hear me?
roll.
Roll it up.
All right, we're rolling
Roll
it up
it.
now.
All right.
Hold it.
Xaxx completely disappears, and you're able to not only roll it, but you can fold it as well, and it goes down to the size of a handkerchief, which is actually perfect for like Rodolfo if you want to use it as like a nice.
A little pocket square. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A perfect pocket square for Rodolfo. And all the while, doesn't feel any heavier. Xaxx has disappeared, and
Okay. Well,
he's
I don't want to leave him like that for too long though. So
Yeah,
we'll.
let's unroll it and then make sure he's okay. Then we'll roll it back up again and then try to have
okay.
you carry.
So it takes a minute to fold it up, but whilst he's in there, he's in another whole space entirely. In fact, so different that I'm going to even take him in here. Right. So welcome to the extra-dimensional space. You're inside the portable hall, an entirely different dimension, and you sense that it feels otherworldly again. Like you're in here for a good minute as they're folding it, and whilst you're in here, you can test the walls and
Chris?
see if it's.
Chris?
even-
Are
Oh,
you meant
hello.
to be speaking to Xaxx?
I am. I dragged Chad is in.
Yeah,
Damn you,
you're
Chad, you
telling us.
disguised yourself as me. Well, that's screwed up.
Well, even the viewers
Yeah.
won't know what's happening because I'm not in there to stream the audio.
Well,
So whilst we're waiting, which of the 8 contests which of the contests we want to narrow down to our 8?
Okay.
I
So
put a big list of the ones I can think of. If anyone can think of any better ones, feel free.
No, I think y'all came up with a really good list.
I try.
I like the eating contest. I
Okay.
like some kind of accuracy contest because those are both very carnival-esque type of
Yeah.
things. And
ooh,
A strength check? Not what I was expecting.
oh god.
Honestly.
foot race? How fast are we? I mean, they're rabbits. They're gonna be faster than we are.
Well, I could wild shape into a wolf and use 40 feet of distance, dashing, doubling that to 80 feet, I think.
There we go. With
Okay.
suddenly, before you're even able to unfold it, Zach's actually able to push a hand out of Rodolfo's pocket. Then you see a head and a horn, and it explodes out of your pocket. The whole silk unravels onto the floor, and Xaxx tumbles onto the ground next to it.
Voila!
Max, are you okay?
Yeah, Oh, there's a bit of an echo.
Oh, sorry. It's like Chad. Listen.
Yeah, no, I'm good, but I think we found something else. You are able to escape the hole if you run at the wall hard enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I assume it was folded up, and then I ran at the wall, and I came out. So
Okay.
maybe
Well,
not, maybe not like a prison, but it can hold stuff.
is
Were
there
you
going
able
to
to
be room
breathe?
for multiple people?
Oh yeah. It's like,
Uh,
well, like, when you put it down, it's like 6 feet across. It's like it's just like a cylinder. It's like a hole. It goes right down 6
6 feet, yeah.
Okay.
6 feet across, about 6 or 8 feet down. It's a
Interesting.
hole.
Well, maybe the next step is for one of us to go down with you to make sure multiple people can be in there.
Sure. Who wants to come down? Nox, you want to come down? Explore the darkness?
How you
It's
came out of that is quite concerning. You look like you had like some birds flying over your head for a second there.
Oh, well, that was just well. This time, maybe we just won't run at the wall. We'll just sort of be there.
Or maybe we have a designated time to let you out.
Well, you can also we also want to see how long it takes for the air to last, right?
Let's give it 1 minute, and if that's okay, then we wait 1 minute and a half, 2 minutes, 2.5.
Okay,
We
I'm good
don't
with
want
that.
to overshoot and accidentally kill you.
It's impossible to kill me.
I like that. Confident.
I would feel better about this whole thing if that were true.
Mm.
But for
So
now, yes, yeah.
you test it 1 minute, 2 minutes, and eventually at the 10-minute mark, when you're down there, you do start to suffocate. You've found it's all just replaced with carbon dioxide, and you're struggling, but you can easily push your way out within around. Like I said, it looks like running into the wall hard enough doesn't stop you. So yeah, 10 minutes is the maximum length of time.
Oh,
And
good
I'm
to
gonna
know.
at this point give you the full details of a portable hole, and I'm gonna drag it onto Rodolfo's sheet as you've uncovered the majority of effects.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and there you go. It's on your sheet now.
So after that 10 minutes, it would be down to how long you can hold your breath, essentially.
All right.
Which, for most of us...
10 minutes for 2 creatures, though. So if 4 of us go in while Tarquin carries us, that might only be 2.5 minutes each.
Mm.
Yeah, that's 10 minutes. That was just me in there. So if somebody else comes in, which by the way, I'm surprised nobody wanted to come in to check it out. But anyway,
I'm sorry, I thought Nox was going to go down with you. I was looking the other way.
No, Nox got scared.
Well, then let me go down with you and we'll test out the 10-minute thing.
It should be 5 minutes then.
Right.
We can test it out.
Right. So.
It is a bit of a tight squeeze. I'm going to say that 2 medium-sized creatures, you're kind of like there is room, but I'm going to say any more that's probably going to be difficult to fit them in unless they're like on top of you or like. But 2 creatures could fit in there, no problem. And yeah, you find the same space as described with Xaxx. It's cylindrical, 10 foot deep, and the walls are sort of solid, but only when you kind of apply enough force to them, and eventually they kind of break, and you're able to push your way through. It's only DC 10, as you can see. It's not a prison, but it can hold a hell of a lot of things.
Okay. So do we make it past the 5 minutes to prove that it's 10 minutes total, or does
I'm
the
going
air
to
start
say
running out at 5
you
minutes?
find out it just holds 5 minutes of there if there's 2 people down there. Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Run at the wall.
Yeah, don't worry. You can roll if you like, but I'm not gonna force you to roll until you get out, because you've got
Yeah.
enough of a time. When you hold your breath, you've got like a minute equal
Oh.
to your con save. Con mod. You've got like about what 30 odd rounds to get out, so you'll eventually break out. The first time Xaxx tries it, though, maybe just not enough force, and you kind of like headbutt and bounce off of the wall. But
Yeah. Okay,
Some-
Tanwen, your turn. Tanwen, your turn.
yeah, go ahead,
I've
Tanwen.
been doing this enough.
All right, so
Give you
I'm
strength
just
check.
strength check. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Ah, I didn't go the first time.
No.
Let me try it
Uh,
again.
There you go.
All right.
There we go. Second time worked.
Both of you pop your heads out, and you're able to climb out of the hole, force your way out. But you'll notice no resistance when the thing is actually unfolded. You can easily just climb out as if it was just a like a pool. Anyways, there's
Okay.
the full details of the portable hole. Use it however creativity deems. And yeah.
There we go.
Looking at it logically, if I've got high enough stealth and I can guide myself,
Yeah.
don't see a point in wasting a wild shape because I don't know
Yeah,
when the
that's
next
true.
We'll have 2 wild shapes on you available. So it's potentially like 1 to get in, 1 to get out, or or 1 for later use. But it's up to you if you want to save both. In any case, your stealth is very good, so yeah, you can do it either way. And Elmer's stealth's not bad as well. It's got like +4.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, by the way, it looks like we're actually outside the tollway, not too far.
Right.
Oh,
You
looks
can.
like the tavern knew where to go somehow mysteriously.
That is fortunate. And I should also mention, it's a light
Tarquin just
rain,
looks at you,
sort of a
just like,
drizzle. Let's see, hold on. What's rain? Rain.
How's the weather looking?
It's
Light rain.
literally as you say that, it downpours.
Well, there's our other edge. So, I think 5 contests we should definitely challenge them to. I can't decide for the other 3 because we were going to do 8 and have them narrow it down to 3. Are the eating contest, the accuracy contest, a race, potential with multiple participants because both myself and Nox should be able to outspeed them. Capture the flag because I feel that would be a little fun one. And a riddle contest because that's very fey. I feel like we need something to play into his whole like bragging and singing about himself, but none of us are really.
Will we have a storytelling contest or something
Yeah,
like
something
that?
like that. But
I like stories.
yeah, you any good at telling them?
I could give it a shot.
Okay.
Like I said, ever since I've been in this form, kind of been obsessed.
Interesting.
We can
Weaving.
represent.
You like to weave a good towel like you weave a good web.
Yeah, maybe it. I'm really not too sure.
But I do think so. If we do a storytelling contest, or that could work, climbing contest. Not a bad idea. First one to the maybe from the bottom. First one to the top of the tollway
Okay.
could work.
We got to get in there first, right?
Of course, but I feel having the
come-
list ready because if we then.
All right.
But
of course, if you come up with any ideas along the way, then
yeah. So
you can always add
I
in.
feel like those 5 that I've listed, and then some sort of charisma based one for 6 should definitely be there. Then we just need to maybe decide on the last 2. I do like the idea of a tug of war because it's something that we can compete together.
You're just turning this into
Except that none of us are very strong. I don't.
True, but neither are they. They seem to be more like me, Dex based.
Turning this into Squid Game, aren't you?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't the one who suggested red light, green light.
That's true.
I'm just trying to
Okay.
It's like
think
green
of,
light. It's at the carnival.
I'm trying to think of carnival style games, sort of thing.
Rover jumps in the hole and disappears.
Oh,
damn it! I think he thinks of the game.
I tip him out.
Wait. We should definitely
Yeah.
do the hide and seek contest. We have a literal hole. They'll never find one of us.
Actually, that's
That's actually not a bad idea.
What the?
It's over within 10 minutes.
Exactly.
As you tip the hole, Wover doesn't come out.
What?
But Wover, from what we've seen, blends in with shadows and stuff, right? So he's probably became the hole.
Yeah.
That's literally it. Tarquin sort of goes, Wover, you good in there? Bark once for yes.
You hear a bark, but it sounds almost. It sounds weird. It sounds almost like a negative bark. Discordant.
Crap.
It's like it's. I don't know how to describe it. It's It's
I
like.
guess one of us needs to go in.
It's like that.
What was that?
Well,
Elmer, does he make that noise?
Well, stop being a nuisance and get out of here. That's an order. And you see Wover's head emerge, and it looks far more menacing than before. And it looks like he's changed into that form of a mastiff instead. Whoa. Put your gnashes away. You know, these guys are friendly. Go back to your more friendly form. Nice poach. Even Elmer backed away just a little bit, slightly unnerved.
Tarquin will instead reach forward and try to stroke him behind the ear, scratch him behind the ears.
Okay, give me an animal handling check.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not great at those, but haha.
That's good. Okay, you scratch him behind the head, and he can't help it. The form drops, and you suddenly see him turn back to his much more fluffy-looking form, friendly, smiling, and his tongue is like hanging out. Gave me a fright there, Wover. I suppose I should spill the beans. Yep, Wover's not a blink dog, like most dogs here in the Feywild. He's a shadow mastiff. Don't ask me how he got like that. We're sort of estranged friends, estranged monsters in this world.
Do you think there's a way we could turn to do like a bravery contest?
How would you even measure such a thing? Who would judge? How could you judge?
Y'all think we should go back in the inn out of the rain?
No, the rain is our edge. We're going to be using it as part of our sneaking. It muffles our steps and makes it darker, so we'll be easier to sneak in.
So, should we roll up the cloth and get moving then? Does everybody have everything out of the inn? Backpacks, tools, weapons, everything you took in, you took out?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I fold up the hole and tuck it neatly into my pocket.
Okay.
Right.
Let's get going.
Yeah.
Sue waves to you from the entrance. Go give him hell. And you form up, and you can see the tollway almost immediately in front of you. And Elmer says, one last suggestion. I almost completely forgot about this. And I know what you're all going to say, but before you say it, just hear me out. There is an Owell near
the center of the Brigand's Tollway. Just throwing it out there. We could get closer.
And
Like
is
real quick.
there a way? Can you control that us to get? Because last time it was kind of random. Can you guide us there, or like,
Uh,
so we can be more precise?
I wish I could say, yeah, I can. I've got the knack, but the knack changed to smack when this place got corrupted. It is random. But if you're feeling like, you're lucky today, you're gonna challenge him to a game of chance, but maybe this is a chance to test your luck.
I mean, I'm all for it personally, but I have a feeling I might be the only one.
Okay. Like I said,
I mean, we're
it's only a
right
suggestion.
nearby. I mean, it's gonna be.
You might get closer, and I'll overcome like at least the first step. I'm gonna drag you to the hither map so you can see what he's talking about. You guys are about here. No
Right.
worries. So you've got a chance to end up in this here well.
How far would it be to just?
Not far. You're out on the outskirts.
Yeah.
What he's suggesting is by going through that, you're bypassing a lot of the patrols and scouts on the exterior of the tollway, and you're getting closer to the camp, which, as you know, is the tree trunk in the middle where Longscarf resides. Yeah.
I think for me, I prefer to trust to our stealth than I trust to the wacky random sewage. You know?
Well, I've
But
turned off.
not a bad
I'll say
idea,
this.
but
We've turned off one of the wells, so that's at least slimmed the odds a little bit. Not by much, but I mean a little bit. Like, at least we won't end up over there.
Well, yes.
But hey, your choice.
I don't know, Tarquin. You're the one who was injured last time.
I don't want to use the wells again, personally.
What
Plus,
about if you go in the? What if you go in the hole?
It's good to remember that we have the well there if we need a quick exit.
That is true. That is true. Maybe an exit is better. Yes.
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't matter where we come out.
Exactly. That's.
Thank you, Tanwen.
I mean, it takes about 10 minutes for the tide to change, and if you've got a hole that holds 10 minutes of air, then you don't even need to go in the hole, in the wells. You could just go in the hole if you wanted, Tarquin.
I mean,
and also I do have a good chance of getting us to that well, just better odds. By which I mean I'll roll 2d8s, and he'll pick from those. But I mean, anyway, it's up to you.
I mean, that is looking.
Your choice. You're looking to get to the second well. So you've got to roll a 2 on a d8, and I'm going to roll 2 d8s. But that's, again, like, you don't have to do this.
I mean, thinking about it, what one would this one be? Would this be a 1?
That's 1. Yep.
If we got a 1 or a 2, then that's going to be closer. So on a 2d8, so you've got a
1 and 4 to be better off than we are. I mean, that's not.
Yeah, that's actually good.
If we miss,
but that's
by any
3
chance,
and 4. We end up somewhere completely unhelpful. You know.
Yeah. But if we end up somewhere else, can you turn off that well to make the chances even better next time, and we just keep trying until we get there?
That's yeah. You could just keep trying. Nothing's stopping you. I mean, depends what's down there or what's on the other side, but
There is nothing stopping us
There's,
just waiting 10 minutes and doing it again. Yeah.
Oh,
I guess
well,
nothing's
You will not
like without
remember
risk.
what we found down the last one we went down. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Was I
Frog?
hallucinating the giant slime monster that poisoned members of our party?
Yeah, that was a bit of a
Yeah.
an exception, but
Good. We get
I
7 more
understand.
chances to play that game again. I
But
I'm
that would also mean 7 more chances to find treasure.
all right. Yes, you're right. The portable hole is really cool, and it is a cool piece of found treasure. But I thought our focus was getting rid of Acton,
Right.
Yeah, it is.
not
This
finding.
gets us close. If we pop our heads out of here, we've got past the outer patrol of guards
You know
and
what,
brigands.
Alma, as you can
Mm-hmm.
at least steer us a bit, and we've got the hole, so I don't actually have to be in the water.
Yep. Excuse me.
I'll risk it on that case, but only if everyone else agrees.
You know me, I'm going to go with the group's decision. I don't,
I mean, to be
believe
honest,
in
even if
not
we
supporting my
get
people.
this one, we're still a little bit closer than from where we are now.
Uh-huh. Also, yeah, there's a good point you're bringing up in the chat, Nox. About the frog in the in the well. You grabbing that?
Well, that's the thing. Because we'd have to use that well to get there, wouldn't we?
Right. Yeah. So you go down, grab the frog, go through the well, pop up there, release the frog, release the frog. It sounds like release the kraken. But yeah, you could do it that way. Totally. Yeah.
We could. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I suppose the thing is, if we go down there and it's in frog form, then we're good. Otherwise, if we go down there and it's in bogwort form, we can't use that well anyway, because we don't want to fight the bogwort again to get
No.
through. And it might ignore us because we're not croaking, but still. It also might remember us and get pissed.
right. And then can we, after, if I understand correctly, after we've been to one, then Elmer can close it off, so we are just
Yeah,
narrowing down the exits until we get to the
right.
right place.
It's very
That's
unlikely you go down the same one you come up. That makes sense. You won't come up the same one you went down.
Let's at least
Well-
check out the well and see if the frog's there or the bulk's there.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right. For the sake of brevity, you go to the well, you look down. You can also, even without seeing it, hear it thumping around, and it seems to be trying to operate the winch, and to no avail. It doesn't understand why it's not working. It's blind, but you can hear its metallic mechanism going up and down, but there's no water being pumped.
Yeah, that rules out that plan. Because I don't think it's worth the risk to try to lure it to that and then try to get it hit by that whilst we're getting hit.
No,
Yeah.
we took a lot of damage last time.
You could.
Okay.
Well, okay. Yeah. Yeah. No. Okay. I guess the old school way, and then if we need to get out, we can run out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. All right. So Elma says, "All right, we do got to get past it though. There's that puddle you found the chest in. That leads deeper down, and we can go into the well tunnels from there. And at that point, the water will shoot us out and through one of the other ones. Is everyone ready?
I mean, are we definitely going through here, or are we just going to go through the old school way and walk?
And sneak in.
Yeah, we don't have to. We don't have to fight the bogwort though.
True.
Doesn't even seem to be.
I mean, shall we try to sneak past the bogwart and use the tunnels to try to get closer, or do we want to just walk?
I think if we're gonna rely on our stealth, we can. Yeah,
I
I think we can try.
Yeah, let's test our stealth here then, I guess.
All right. So you can all roll stealth.
Hmm.
Yay, my me and Nox got good roll. It's
Okay.
so rare.
Oh wait,
Sorry.
and just to check, Tarquin, you're in the hole, aren't you?
I'll go in the hole once we've snuck past.
Once you're past. Cool.
Because
All right,
I
that makes
want
sense.
to not use as
Xaxx
much
has
of.
got disadvantage because he's wearing armor, unless you've taken it off for this. But it's up to
No,
you.
I'm keeping it on.
Okay, you're gonna roll
It's
again.
only.
All right. So everyone manages to get past
It's actually a 9 for me.
a 9. Okay.
I don't know why it's not adding on the other bit, but it's 9.
Are you proficient?
I am proficient. Yes.
Yeah, you are.
My little
I don't know
shortcut
what.
menu in the
I'm just
upper
gonna roll
left-hand
that.
corner disappeared. I don't know what I did.
Yeah,
So when I
mine does
rolled
that
it
every
from,
once in a while.
when I click it from your sheet, it did do what? Oh, hold on. Did you click the Carnival Cards character sheet?
I did.
don't-
I don't know how to get back to my own character
Oh,
sheet.
okay. Yeah, you know what? That's probably what happened. You can press C anytime you haven't got your sheet up. Just press C for character sheet. Okay. Well, 9 it is. In any case, everyone's very stealthily moving past. Xaxx, however, you do make enough of a noise that you can see the creature turns around and starts sniffing the air again, but it doesn't actually seem to charge after you. It's probably used to. There you go. Yeah, that worked correctly. Elmer says, it's probably used to those skeletons wandering around, but I do wonder. You're past the point where you needed to get anyway. So also you're down past the bogwart and you're in the water. You hop in the hole, and Elmas pokes his head out of the water and goes, "Yeah, I really do want. I just want to try this." And he does go ribbit. And as soon as he does that, you see the thing turn around and charge, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, that's what it is."
Yep.
And Elma just dives back underneath.
Tarquin will get into the hole and get ready for whatever happens next.
Oh, old habits. The water begins shooting you when you find the current, at least. The shooting you in the direction, and as you're tumbling around in the water, Elma attempts to use the decanter of endless water to basically push and pump the water in certain directions, like a geyser. And I'm gonna roll 2d8. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna let you guys roll it. Nox, you can roll 1d8, and I'll let Rodolfo roll the other one.
I mean, if we manage to get this one, we bypass the tollway entirely.
4. Okay. 2, 3, 4. 7.
Wow.
You're gonna pick between. Oh wait, you're gonna pick between this one or one all the way down here. Which is north, obviously the best deal. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So it's either this one down here where Elmer is, or you've got 1,
This
2,
one.
3, 4. That's right. This one where Sue is. Actually, I'll put your Carnival Cards there.
I guess go for the 4 would make sense, because at least then, and then seal it off.
And seal it off, and then we can try again.
Try again. That's
Yeah.
the plan. Yeah.
That's the
All right.
plan. Yeah.
And in addition to this, as you get spat out and land into the swamp, I like everyone to make a Constitution saving throw as well.
Technically, shouldn't it be a D7 because you can't come out the one that you went in? And
You're
there's
right,
only-
but I would just re-roll.
Yeah.
I still want to keep the numbers the same. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Yeah, I just re-roll if it's that.
I'm guessing I don't need to because I'm in the hole.
You're correct. Yeah, no one needs to roll if they're in the hole.
3 9s.
Oh yeah, what the hell?
Good. That's good.
Okay.
Wait, what? Why does Tanwen have bless still?
I don't know. I've tried to turn it
That
off
was
a couple times.
Wova blessed you this morning when you were
When I
giving
was
them
petting
scriptures.
him. Okay.
Yeah. Wova blessed you. So you can roll a d4.
It automatically rolls it.
Oh,
That's
did
why
it?
I was questioning it.
Okay. Yeah, Wova did a little blessing on you.
Okay.
Now let's see here. All right, so a couple of you guys. In this instance, you don't get exhausted. However, you do feel like you're hacking up a lot of this sewage water, and it's some of it got into your lungs, some of it's just stinging your eyes a bit, and you did get fallen face first into the mud when you got spat out. So,
That
for
was disgusting.
yeah, Xaxx, Tanwen, and
The
Rodolfo are
worst
feeling
way
it.
to travel, yes.
This is. Oh, I
I'll
wish
make a
we'd
note of
just
that.
crept through the swamp and whacked Aragon on the heads if we ran into patrols.
Well,
Sorry guys, I didn't get the
so
right
it,
hole.
so it didn't work the first time. Now we can go down this hole, see see if there's any treasure, and give it another go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take
all
my
right.
water from my canteen, then I'll be ready.
Oh, we should probably let Tarquin out so we can get a breather first.
Let's see. And
I-
actually, Elmer makes his con save.
I'm just going to try it because I think it would be funny if Tarquin managed
I'm-
to succeed this.
You see, what Elmer did was
Nope.
he has these hairs on his back, and he's put air bubbles in between the hairs, and he's used it like this personal own air tank, and he sort of breathed through that. But in any case,
I'm gonna cast Goodberry to have some in my pouch just in case we need them.
Sure. Okay, that wasn't good. All right, let's give it another shot.
Oh, let's try to close this one off though, and then also see if there's any treasure at the bottom, like there was at the other one, right?
All right, let's have a little look. Stuff does get
Have-
lost down wells often. Some people just lose things in the rivers, so it all gets spat out around here. We can have a look. I'll allow one of you in the party to make an investigation check, and yeah, Elmo is helping, so you can have advantage.
Not me.
I only have a +1.
I've got a +3, but I roll badly.
Xaxx
You have a +3. You
For
should do it. I've been
investigation? Okay.
yeah, you should do it.
Yeah. No.
I swore I clicked it. All right.
Oh, that was Nox. Good.
I said one of you. Everyone's diving in.
Yes.
I didn't.
Yes.
I think Nox's one might have been accidental.
Okay.
Yes, Nox's
I'm
was
gonna-
accidental.
Oh, sure. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna rule out Nox's. It did seem accidental, but Xaxx only rolled a 6. But thankfully, because you had advantage, you're taking the highest of the two. So Rodolfo, you actually get a natural 20. It works out.
Hey.
I'm
Hey,
going
good.
to allow you to roll on the Feywild's trinket table, and we'll see what you get. If it's anything good, and because it's a natural 20, I'll let you roll twice and pick the better of the two if you want. One of them is going to be discarded because it gets washed away, we'll say. But in the brief moment when you're spinning through the tunnel, you'll find something. So in rollable
Okay.
tables, you should see Feywild
Yes.
trinkets.
I just have to. I'm on the table. I just have to scroll down to where
Okay.
it says roll.
So if you mouse over like the top half and then scroll, you'll see a roll button at the very bottom. You don't want to scroll in the list. You want to scroll, like, for example, if you mouse over where it says Feywild trinkets, And then just scroll down. You should see a roll button right at the bottom
roll.
right.
I do not see a roll button. Hang on.
No.
No.
You've definitely got permissions on it. And if you're on the right table, it is there. I just can't tell. I can't see your screen.
I'm on the thing. I just can't see where to roll.
Do you see all of the? Do you see the whole table with all like the things on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the very bottom, it should have a button which says like update, reset, and roll. But if you're not seeing it, I don't know.
I can see it if you want me to roll for you, Rodolfo.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and roll?
I have no idea why it doesn't work for you because I've got permissions set for everyone on this table.
It's like I can't see the bottom of the page. Like it's a
if you try to like scroll, the only option I can tell you is like try and scroll elsewhere on the page downwards. But anyways,
there you go.
Isn't doing anything.
No. Okay, no worries.
Never
so
mind.
we got a gossamer shawl that glows faintly in moonlight, or a pouch of seeds that smell like home. And those seeds, they might plant something. We'll see.
Is it one or the other?
Yeah.
It's one of these is going to be what you choose.
Oh, I'm going to take the gossamer shawl because we're going up against the scarf boy. Yeah.
Oh, that's good thinking.
Okay.
I thought you would take the seeds because you're a farmer.
Well, I've got lots of seeds, but I don't have a glowy scarf, and I was thinking fashion-wise, we want the monarch to have something
flashy,
equal. So yeah, so I'll give it to Tarquin.
Nice. Yeah, so you can say this is
the monarch's
the monarch shawl.
the moonlight cape of the witchlight monarch, something like that.
Beautiful.
It doesn't glow in moonlight; it glows in witchlight.
Ooh, that's good. Because there isn't a whole lot of moonlight right now, but
maybe I can bring it with my power. So I'll add that to my sheet then. Or do you want to add it to yours?
No, you take it, I think.
Mm-hmm. After about 10 minutes, Elmer's looking over the well and saying, "Okay, water level's about to shift."
Right, back in the hole. back into the hole.
Hold your breath. Okay, everyone just dives down, and okay, this time I'll let Tarquin roll a d8, and then Xaxx, you can roll the other d8. Wait a second, one of these is a repeat, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I feel like we've got to re-roll the 5. Right? No?
4 and 7 last time.
Oh, so this is 4. So you've got
4, 5, 6, and 7
here,
Weeper.
Or down. Can't tell which one it is. 1, 2, 3. This is
so we've
4.
done 4, 7.
6,
last time we closed.
5 is the one that we. 5 is the one that we closed off.
Reroll. Yeah, 5 is a reroll.
5 is a reroll because we closed it off.
Yep, you can totally reroll that, Tarquin.
Okay.
We need a 2.
4 is also a reroll. This is 4.
We need a 2. We need a 2.
Oh, we got it. Amazing. That's fantastic. All right. The plumber extraordinaire Elmer rearranges the current with the geyser of water that exudes from the decanter, and he shifts it. Everyone tumbles to the right and swims to the left, and before long you find the current slows down, and Elmer puts up a web to sort of catch everyone, and he holds his breath against this massive force, and the web holds, and eventually it dies down. And when it does and you get air again, Elmer pokes his head out of the water with everyone alongside you at the bottom of this well, and he says, I just didn't want us all getting spat out this time. I remembered after getting spat out that previous time that it would kind of be a bit obvious, wouldn't it, if we all just splat in the mud next to the tollway?
Thank you, Elmer. And this was being caught by web was much better than being caught by mud.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Okay, we made it, guys. This is it. Let's take you to the new map, and we'll have to
Yeah, are we
look
gonna
to end the
start this?
session soon. Oh, sorry, go on. What was you going to say?
I was going to ask if we were going to start the next session here at this
Yeah,
point.
This
looks
does
very
seem a
fitting,
good.
doesn't it?
Yeah, feels. I mean,
Okay.
it means I'm going to change the title when I upload it to YouTube because the title makes no sense.
Yeah, well, you made it to the tollway. It kind of ends there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah, drag you there. Perfect. All right. It is downpouring. You poke your heads out, or at least Elmer climbs up with his spider climbing and lowers some web. Climb up that. Look around. There are bridges every which way. There are actually mushrooms growing in the swamp as well, which is quite. Everyone's got dark vision of different degrees. Tanwen can't see anything because
Anything. I
it's
was
so
going to
pitch
say,
black. Yeah,
it
it
is
is so dark.
pitch black.
The,
Neither
the
can I.
black cloud,
I can help you out. I can help you out with that. I can do
yeah,
Eyes of Night.
I also
perfect.
can't see in the dark.
No, it's not called Eyes of Night. It's called
It is,
something
I think.
else.
Is it for that one? We
I
just
think
have
it
to
is.
be close to you, right?
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
I also have no dark vision at all, so I'm gonna stick close.
Okay, okay.
With
So it gives you
whatever
300
creatures.
feet of dim, correct?
Yeah, and you can give that to up to 5 people, so you can give that to the whole party.
Incredible. So I'll have all that set up for next time. Don't worry.
Okay.
For now, though, we'll say you can see what you can see as the dark clouds above blot out a lot of the twilight. There are footsteps you can hear, though, going across the wooden planks. They're quite rickety and they creak, and they just kind of go this way and there. Like there's clearly patrols, and there is a faint source of light all the way in the distance that you can see, and it is coming from the tree trunk directly in the center of this massive map. In fact, we'll end on this piece of artwork, which I've got. Take you to this map. But it's all there, it's all ready to go. The bottom left of this map is what you want to look at. There you go. You're almost like right outside this, effectively. This is what you're seeing down here.
Cool.
Cool. But there's a good place to end, just on the outskirts. Luck prevailed and you managed to get through there. All right. Till then, though, I'm going to sign off. Have a wonderful evening and enjoy the rest of your time.
And
We'll
join
tune in.
us tomorrow for where we ended on another threshold, and we'll be heading in next session is the party heading into the Nevernight Grove with What Lies Beneath. And Friday, where we continue with our journey through the Earth Elemental Plane.
Fantastic.
Go to the 3rd layer.
Awesome. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.